Hello, everybody, and welcome to Off the Dial. I am Genie7, joined by Mr. Rookie. Mr. Rookie, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. I'm happy to be back at It's Dangerous to Go Alone, season 34, I believe. I've come a long way, actually. Come a long way, but if you don't know, this is Off the Dial's It's Dangerous to Go Alone, season 34, where a bunch of free agent players come together as a team to compete in the very first Splatoon 3 bracket.
Yeah, this will be great. Seeing all these players who might have teams on the sides, and that might not be playing today, but a lot of just people wanting to look for teams, looking for opportunities to get in a tournament. Don't have a set in stone team yet. Great opportunity to get your shoes wet, get in there, and just get back into the ink. Because this Splatoon 3 is so fresh, it's so fun, it's chaotic, it's crazy, it's extra emphasis on the chaos. Let's be clear on that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things to work around with, and even we're about to come up in the very first month after the game has released on September the 9th. There's still a lot of things to work around with, and it's going to be exciting to see what these teams can do with other free agents to see what they can do to reach the top, and it's going to be exciting to see today.
I'm hoping for lots and lots of close matches between all these teams today. But for sure, one thing I'm going to put out there, if anybody's made a bingo card yet, the free space should be machine is going to be played.
Oh yeah, there's no way that teams are not going to be putting down the machine, because it's been rising up the ranks ever since the release of the game, and a lot of teams are putting in a Slushy machine to make sure that they can get the picks they need. They can cover as much ink as possible and making sure they can reach the objective that they need.
The other thing that we haven't talked with machine is people have been running Ninja Squid because of how open the maps are on Splatoon 3. Just giving that extra cover. You don't need to swim as fast. You just need to be stealthy when you swim. And with all the chaos that goes on, it's a lot harder to track those trails. And as well, what makes the machine so strong is going into Splatoon 2, the Kensa machine, which had Fizzy Bomb Splashdown, was a really strong weapon. Oh, yeah. The problem with it was that its special weapon was utter garbage.
Yeah, it's very hard to not counter the Splashdown, and there are a lot of things that can go wrong, and it's very easy to pin down anybody that is about to use Splashdown, even if it's unintentional. So, with Splashdown gone, or actually set into single player mode at the moment, it's interesting to see how Slushy Machine is going to do with Booyah Bomb now, because it feels much more stronger than the previous one right now.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing Kaput, Kayaks, and Adamant analysts going up against each other. These names are Team A and Team K. If it hasn't already been apparent to everyone that's currently watching, but yeah, these two teams don't know too much about all these players, but I do know that both teams, if it's first match, both teams should be very close in skill.
Oh yeah, yes indeed, and especially when we're going to be going up to the first round, I'm really excited to see how these two teams can go up here. And right now, with these three maps that we're seeing right now, it's very interesting to see how these teams could play out, especially for Hagglefish Market, which is a very new map for Splatoon 3 at the moment.
Sturgeon Shipyard, yes, it is a Splatoon 2. It's a map that's been in Splatoon 2, but it as well kind of feels like Hagglefish. Hagglefish, most people it's very simple and very easy to understand. Sturgeon Rainmaker, there was always kind of ways to think of the map and how to make it go quick. But now with these checkpoints, it really slows down that top left leap push, because you have to get the checkpoint first. So when you normally went for it, it was like an all or nothing blitz to the goal kind of thing. But now with these checkpoints, it really feels like Sturgeon Shipyard Rainmaker. People enjoyed Sturgeon Shipyard in Splatoon 2 a lot with its map, just overall. But its Rainmaker was always one that had a little bit of a question mark around it. But with these checkpoints, I feel like it's one of the most healthy Rainmaker maps that's currently in Splatoon 3.
Yes, indeed. And right now, we're going to be going into the game right now. And as you said before, this is going to be an interesting map to see in Rainmaker Sturgeon Shipyard. With these 2 checkpoints in near their base right now, it's really interesting to see how this is going to play out.
It will be, and neither team is really all in on the pop. That's going to be the Kayaks getting that one, and their missiles are coming out. Reflux is a weapon that people don't often think can fight, but it can fight. But also, the amount of paint that this thing can put out, unholy.
Yes, and holy moly, look at that. It works really well up close in combat, too. As you can see with the Reflux player, taking down one of the teams before getting taken down by the opponents. And look at that, there's already a first checkpoint taken out by the analyst right now. And you see all the teams is just using specials, making sure they can push back the Kayaks. Just having a roll with it in the first minute of the game.
Yeah, Booyah Bomb, Bubbler coming out from Kayaks to defend. Now that we have the teams, but the Rainmaker has reset. They forgot to, the analysts forgot to take the Rainmaker. Now that's reset in mid. They had great positioning, but without that, they can't make a push. The Rainmaker has made its way back up to where the checkpoint was, which should be taken out by the splatter shot. And that's exactly what's going to happen. The analysts are going down left, right, and center. With only the Reflux, that will be a reset, and the Kayaks will have their opportunity to reclaim map control.
Yes, indeed. And right now, they're just taking over mid right now. Painted to turret, pushing back the analyst. They got a first pick off of that, and that's really interesting. They're going to be picking up the Rainmaker, and it's nice to see the splatter shot is just hanging around mid, making sure that they get some picks off of it. It does go down by the analyst, and
they stopped the Rainmaker.
Oh yeah, and right now it seems like the Kayaks are making sure they can keep the mid going as much as possible. Right now I see the splatter shot from the analyst just using the ink soup up, getting some picks off of it. They're gonna try to see if they can go back and push past the checkpoint that they have already made and go through the bridge.
They've already seen this E-litter. They want to chase them down with no checkpoints. Being alive for the side of the analysts, they can just run this Rainmaker as fast as they can. Losing their Hydra, losing their machine is going to be very difficult. They still can pop this. Interesting thing with the Reflux is that you can out-pop 3 shooters that are shooting against the Rainmaker if you have just close range to it because of how much damage that thing puts into the shield. But they don't decide to go for it. With that Zuka coming out, that Zuka gets 2! Ooh. Absolutely massive from the Kayaks.
And you see, this is why it's becoming my favorite special, because it's a very oppressive weapon to use. Sure, the splash damage can be a little bit wonky at times, but if you can make a direct hit out of it, you can do so much damage to that. And that's what I like to see in Splatoon 3 with the Trizuka.
Trizuka is very, very fun. It's entertaining to watch, it's entertaining to play against, and it doesn't feel overpowered and just broken and dumb. It feels it feels like a skill shot. You have 3 skill shots and go for it.
Yeah, and with those 3 shots, you have to make that count, and that's something I like to see. But right now, it seems like the Kayaks are taking control of mid right now. You can see the slashing machine is just holding on, popping the Rainmaker before they can push in. They still need to push past the checkpoint and past the bridge if they wanted to gain lead off that, because Analyst right now still holds the lead after so many trials and errors that they've been pushing in Kayak to pushing it back as much as possible.
Oh, but that's the Reflux gone. Kayaks are looking for the opportunity to get in. Hydra goes down too, but 2-2 trades all around. This is not the way that you want to start push. You get the picks, but losing your members is not the way. Then you're going to need these super jumps back into that big bubbler. They're going to go for the Rainmaker pedestal. Ooh. They can't quite get checkpoint. That's going to be unfortunate for them, keeping their members down as well. So they're really going to have to find a way to get back in and get another strong push going before the clock runs out on them.
Yes, and with 45 seconds remaining, they're going to have to do everything they can to push it. They still need to go past the checkpoint in order to make it work, and then they have to pop it again to get this going. But Analyst right now is pushing it back towards the mid right now, trying to pop the Rainmaker. They're doing all they can for Kayaks to not to get the lead, and right now we can see a splatter shot trying to get something out of it, but Sludge Machine gets a pick out of it, and it's just going to be holding on mid before 15 seconds, and then we can get the first round win.
Looks like the analysts are going to be trying to make one last push to see if they can extend their lead. One thing we didn't note is that double Fizzy Bomb is now online for the Slosher if they go down, but that's 3 down. That's not the way you wanna push the Rainmaker. It is in a bad spot for the analyst because that gives Kayaks a good opportunity to get back in. With only one member alive, it's the Reflex who's gonna have to back away. Kayaks are making their way. They're trying to find their way in. Gets one trades. That's a Reflex, but for your Sloshing Machine is not something you want. That's going to be just a Hydra now for the analyst. This should be an opportunity for the Kayaks to get in. But can they? It's going to be difficult. That Booyah's online, coming out for the Hydra. The members of analysts are back. The Rainmaker is going to be pushed back from the Kayaks. This is bad. The Rainmaker timer is going down. They don't have much time. How can they get in here?
Well, they're going to have to try to push everything they can, but you can see they're going to get taken down anyway because they got the triple picks out of it. But unfortunately, the analyst takes the first win out of it.
Yeah, we saw Rico on that junior with holding that Rainmaker. nice UI change where we can have the Rainmaker icon on the player that's having it. And the other thing I forgot to mention is we always get to see the winning team's point of view and see their poses. But yeah, Rika unable to get past those missiles right at the end and out of the enemy ink. And unfortunately, I think they would have fallen if they hadn't fallen to the missiles or the shots coming out. They would have just fallen off the map because they were not standing in their own ink. And falling off that spinner is an unfortunate way to end it. But luckily, we didn't have to watch that.
Yeah. And that's going to be it for round 1 of Sturgeon Shipyard Rainmaker. Now, the next round, Hagglefish Market Clan Blitz. I've seen some few rounds of it before, and you can already tell how intense this is just going to be, especially around mid. What do you think about this so far? I
honestly cannot remember when. I love Hagglefish. Hagglefish is probably my favorite map currently in the game. That and I kind of like Eeltail, but I'm here nor there with that one because it's funny and it's narrow. Yeah. Hagglefish though, it feels like the new standard for Splatoon 3 maps. Wide areas to flank and a wide open area, but also lots of little tiny hiding spots all over the map where you can be sneaky and sharky. But overall, a very favored to kind of long range weapons or long range spam.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see if the Hydra pick comes back out because Hydra can be super duper strong in this game, but its biggest counter is E-Liter and Fizzy Bomb, and Fizzy Bomb is everywhere, and so is E-Liter.
Yeah, and right now we haven't seen any charges from the first round, but
we saw a charger last round. We saw an E-Liter. It was pretty quiet though because it was hard to play E-Liter on Rainmaker.
Oh, that I might have missed that. I'm sorry. But yeah, Hydra and Chargers in the Hagglefish Market, along with Fizzy Bombs, I definitely could see that happening in this map and mode. But we'll just have to wait. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, I'm just happy to roll.
Yeah. Big Bubbler is strong to keep your Clamlet push going. The problem is that there aren't as many strong bubble weapons. And Ink Vac is also something that can be really nice. There isn't so many strong bubble weapons that people are enjoying to play on a map like this because Junior is unreliant at times and super reliant on its double bombs, and people now have gear. So I don't think we have any of those, but we do have a Tenebrella. Surprised to see a Tenebrella today with how the bugs are with that thing being able to just be shot through your shield at any point in time.
Oh yeah, and with the Tenebrella situation, who knows what's gonna happen when you are bringing in the Tenebrella shield to the competition? But right now, it seems like the Sloshing Machine is just holding down mid right now, gathering a lot of claims as much as possible, while the rest of the teams from analysts are just making sure to push back the Kayaks as the Sloshing Machine takes the power clam, and holds mid as much as possible.
What is the best way for the analysts to get in here as they go 2 down right now? That's not a good way to get back in. But how do you think with their team cup, what's their best way of what's their spear to their push?
Well, right now, obviously, it's going to be the sausage machine that's going to be taking the first fear out of it because you get the picks you need. The hitbox is great to go against the opponent. Um, I would say the Hydra to get the back picks up off of the enemy teams for Kayaks would be the ideal way to get something out of it because of the map and Clan Blitz. It's while it can be intense at times, it's not going to be very fast paced. So Hydra has time to plan things out and making sure that nobody from Kayaks gets the score that they need. And right now, you can see Hydra just pressuring the two teams with the power clams right now, just making sure that they push back and they get a pick off of that with a booyah bomb. But we're gonna have it's interesting to see how Hydra in Hagglefish Market with Clan Blitz can make pushbacks happen before they can make a score on their end.
Oh, and this is going to be just a ink bath right now. Both teams losing lots of members back and forth. And apologies for that with the confusion with the teams as the blaster or as the splash comes up with a nice shot. The teams are back in the order of what they should do for the colors. So we had them backed up for the first little 30 seconds there. But yeah, this crab, it's an X-Blow and a heavy, all packed into one. And it also takes so much to kill. Unfortunately, one of its easiest counters is just it's got a big hitbox on the top. Most weapons don't like it, but blasters and chargers feed on that. And there's a blaster on the chart and a charger on the side of the kayak. So not as strong as it was hoping to be. But both teams, right now, 100-100, we've already went well past the halfway mark.
Oh yeah, in Splatoon 3 now, Clan Blitz is going to be more intense than ever because it feels very difficult to get a score out of it, and with about 3 minutes into the game and no score goes in, who knows how long until one of these teams can get a push out of it. And you can see right now, picks after picks, it's just very difficult to score from each one of them. And analysts, while trying to push forward, pushing back the Kayaks to their base, cannot seem to get the score that they need.
They can't. Neither team really able to find their way. They haven't been able to coordinate their specials. It does look like this is a free agent tournament with a bunch of people that have barely met each other that are going through. It looks like solo queue, which is kind of expected from Clan Blitz. And on a map that takes a lot of coordination or just a wipeout, as the analysts are looking like they're going to be almost wiped out here. It really takes that to find a way to get the push. The Kayaks, though, they have some clams. They don't have enough clams to... they haven't made power yet. They have enough clams to make said power. But with a minute left, I think one singular power will win this game.
Yeah, and right now, one single power is probably going to be enough that they need, because once it reaches down to 80 points remaining, that is going to be enough to win the game. And right now, it seems like the analysts are pushing back the Kayaks. While they had the advantage that they need, they were able to push back the Kayaks to the situation that they need. But not a lot of clan economy is in their favor right now, so they're going to have to try to push all their might that they can to see if they got that push. And with less than 30 seconds remaining, who knows what's going to happen.
Both teams have a power climb at the ready. The analysts have lost 2 members, and that's going to be time for the Kayaks to push in. But the trades are coming out. Range Blaster goes down, but that was a 3-down scenario for the analysts. There goes the Kayaks. Here's their opportunity to stay in this map. Remember, they need this to keep this one alive.
They do, and we got one teammate right now is just trying to push, but the tent umbrella is just pushing them back, and they're getting into it, but they go down immediately. So right now we're going to be going to overtime right now, and it's just one team remaining for. Nope, never mind. I say that, and it's going to be wiped out. So the analyst right now is going to be pushing all their might. Crab is going in and pushing back, but I don't see any power clips. Nope, never mind. I do. Hydra is holding it back. They're just trying to get and going as much as possible. Kayak is doing everything that they need in the end. And right now, they throw it, and that's going to be game.
Somehow, some way, the Hydra was able to walk up the ramp. Hopping, dodging, and just somehow able to throw that power climb through all of the Kayaks with all of them shooting. That's a tough pill to swallow. That is really tough pill to swallow.
I know, right? And they succeeded in getting a score in. This is what I'm saying about the Columbus for Splatoon 3. Everything can happen, but the everything gets intense, and it seems like it's going to be difficult to get a score that any players can get out of it. And I like to see how everybody from both teams can push to the limits. But one wrong move and they have to start all over again. And that is something interesting to see in Clan Blitz now.
Now with the Adamant analyst coming out 2-0 on this series win, we do have a third map, so don't go anywhere. We got to see this Macamart Splat Zones game, these preliminary rounds are play all three.
Yes, indeed. In first half of the game, play all three, round 4 before we get to the top cut of power bracket. So we're going to be seeing Macamart Splat Zones. It's been a while since we have seen it, and pretty sure pretty much nothing much has changed in this map and mode. So
no, they really a lot of the Splatoon 2 maps had a lot changed to them. Inkblot went from being everybody's favorite golden child to why are you here?
Why are you here?
It's almost like that happened in Splatoon 1 to Splatoon 2. I'm looking at you, Walleye Warehouse. Everybody loved you, and then everybody hated you.
Yeah.
Inkblot's getting the exact same treatment. But Mako, luckily unscathed, made it through. Mako Splat Zones is still loved.
Oh yeah, and Macamart is probably going to be one of the golden childs of Splatoon 2 now. But
I don't know. Its tower control's kind of janky in this game.
Oh,
it's the same as it was in Splatoon 2, but it's a completely different game. And it feels bad playing it because I don't know if it feels bad playing it because everyone plays machine and you just see 8 machines in one game, or if it's if you don't play machine, then you just kind of get obliterated. But anyway, Splat Zones. Last ditch effort in this game is really unchanged, and it was still strong going into Splatoon. It was strong in the end of Splatoon 2. Yes, from what I've seen with Splat Zones, the team that comes out, the first team to get to 30 doesn't mean they win, because the other team gets last ditch effort.
Oh yeah, and things can happen in Splat Zones in a jiffy, and right now everyone's going to be rushing in. You can see analysts right now sort of spread out a bit, making sure they add pressure to the Kayaks right now, and it already is going to be a intense battle going forward.
Not something I thought to see today at all is a battle over refluxes. And that is something with these missile weapons. The amount of paint that those weapons can put out just on the zone individually, and also their chip damage with their missiles, and their maneuverability of being a light weapon and fast paced, and also being able to one-shot you, or three-shot you, I guess. Do a 3-shot burst. The stringer quality. It is a weapon that is hated for good reason, but also underrated.
Yeah, and with refluxes, you can do pretty much anything with it. And with Splat Zones, it can add so much paint to anything. And looking at this right now, you can see the reflux from the analyst right now, just holding zone as much as possible, just making sure that they can get rid of the penalty points they need in order to make the turnaround happen. And right now, you can see some picks happening for the Kayak teams right now, as reflux already gets a pick out of a Kayak before they can push back, and I do believe that was a sloshing machine. I apologize for that.
Yeah, that will be a sloshing machine. Another thing, both teams pulling up the Hydra. Good way to really lock down a zone is with the Hydra. Unfortunately, not the strongest of pushing weapons, but if you can really get a nice lockout situation, it will be good. Both teams have missiles, so it's not as strong as it could be.
Oh yeah, and right now, I'm seeing Kayak. Ooh, look at that. Nice pick from one of the teams at Kayak right now. Crab is just rolling into the right stack, just pressuring the Hydra as much as possible. Going baller mode right now. Just pushing back the Hydra right now. And looks like Kayak is going to be taking this knockout out of Analyst right now. And that's going to be round 1 of Swiss against Analyst and Kayaks.
The Kayaks really coming out right at the end, stomping their foot down, saying, yeah, you might have beat us in the first 2. But hey, we're not going to go down 3-0 in this series. They came back, brought it back 2-1. that could be really good going later on in the tournament, seeing if they can get the good tiebreakers because they took that extra map and get that little bit of extra seeding that they might need later on in this tournament. So good showing from them and a really dominant third game. And this series came down to a single power climb when you think about it. Hagglefish was a single power climb push. Any point in time, Kayaks, if we had known that they had won Mako Mart already, single power claims could have swapped this entire series back and forth. So both these teams it was a good showing.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about that last match, because you can they push to the limits to get everything they need, and they've been countering each other one by one, and that's something that was really interesting to see when it was Hagglefish Clam Blitz, and one clam after all that could make a difference, and that's something I'm looking forward to, and hoping that could happen in the next time in this tournament.
Yeah, but with that, I believe we will be we will be heading on to round 2 after this little break, and yeah, we've got some good action coming up. So don't go anywhere, everyone. Hello and welcome back to It's Dangerous to Go Alone. I am Genie7, joined by Mr. Rookie, and we are here for round 2 of preliminaries.
Yeah, and it's good to be back in round 2. We've got some new teams and new map mobs to figure out. And right now we got Finicky Frontier versus Bloody Blogs. That is a nice name for the second team right there.
Yeah, let's go Blogs.
Let's go
the
Blogs.
Frontier. Hopefully the Battle Frontier comes back in the next Pokemon games, but you know what? That's another Nintendo game for another time and another story. I'll cry forever.
Yeah, we gotta go through Scarlet Violet, I presume. That's another.
Hopefully they have it, because like the last game didn't have a battle tower. But anyway, we do have Frontiers, Xyler, Bio, Jane, and Jaspers, Bloody Bloggers, Nipa, Wasi, Kogo, Puffs, and Bread. Two teams that I'm excited to see what they're going to be bringing. Our first map is Undertow Spillway. Nope, not Splatoon's Tower Control.
So this one, I'm a little bit interested in it because you've got this middle part in Undertow Spillway where it's just a small ramp, and sometimes it can go a little bit south if you're not careful what placement you're in.
This map can go crazy sideways at times. The up top areas, the high ground areas, are not as strong. I know I'm going to talk about Machine a lot, but it's almost like it can shoot through walls, and it's the best weapon. It was on when we were looking towards Splatoon 3, and then we saw the weapon kits be revealed in the data mines from the initial Splatfest, and we had that, like, was it 2-week period of us thinking about Splatoon 3 and thinking what weapons were going to be strong. People were saying Machine will be strong, and then they realized that, oh, well, Last Ditch Effort hasn't been changed, so that's good. And then they buffed Ninja Squid. That was awesome for Machine. And oh yeah, it has the ability to shoot through small walls.
Yeah, that's a really.
We thought it was going to be the best weapon, and then we realized, oh no, it's even stronger than we thought it was, and we thought it was going to be the best. So, you know, that's a good reason to talk about it. It's like Splatoon 2, when it was released, the most broken thing in the game was Tri-Slosher, because they gave it extra range for no reason, and gave it the best special in the game, Ink Armor. Who would have guessed? Yeah. And Ink Armor would get nerfed in every single patch for the remainder of the game, and was still the best special in the game.
Yeah, along with Stingray and Tip Missiles, but now we only got Tip Missiles coming in right now, and
at least Stingray took skill. Ton of Missiles takes no skill.
Yeah, definitely. But sadly, one of them has been taken off the table right now, and that is not Tip Missiles right now. And as for this match, I don't think I see any Tip Missiles right now in this game, so that's good to see. That's good to see.
Rapid Pro, not something that we talked about much today, but that is a weapon that has been on the rise. That Ink Vac being able to stay on tower and protect the tower from pretty much 90 degrees. It feels like at times. Great special for that. And also having a really long-range blaster, which can actually chip away at the machine without the machine touching it.
Mm-hmm. And with tower control, the Rapid Pro can really help with that. Just pushing off all the teammates on the tower to make sure that they don't push the score right now. But right now, we've got two chargers, one in each team so far. And with Undertow Spillway on the playing the cards right now, who knows what's going to happen.
The Frontier is going to have a really hard time without having Machine. But that Tetris and that Crab coming out of the splash should be doing good work. And this checkpoint should fall. There goes the Ink Vac shot. Not able to find anyone. But that's 2 checkpoints gone. Great start from the bloggers. The bloggers.
Yeah, the Blooded Bloggers has the bloggers.
There we go.
Yes, and right now the Blood Bloggers has a good start to that, and it's already been like 1 minute past the match right now. So Finicky Frontiers, they're gonna have to push and figure out what they need to do to get past 2 checkpoints in order to get the lead right now. And one of their biggest problems right now is Sloshing Machine, but which somebody gets a pick out of that, and it's just gonna be pushing out all the teams as much as possible. And right now, it's just only Charger that's going to be alive from the Finicky Frontiers. So Bloody Blocks is going to be regaining all that territory that they need in order to continue that push.
Crowd putting out these expo lobs, those big arcing shots that are just like the X-Splasher. Great way to keep tower spaced out. And now with the Charger just trying to dance around on the tower, unfortunately goes down before they can get their ink back online. The tower is going to be starting to be reset, and the members are falling. So this push should be looking to be done as long as the members get cleaned up. And so far, so good for the Frontier. They have found their way back into mid. But now that they're in mid, where can they find the space? Where can they take away the space without getting taken up by all these the heavy front line, that Charger, and those Fizzy Bombs?
Yeah, and it's going to be a lot to clean up for the Finicky Frontiers. Right now, they're going to be pushing that past the first checkpoint with the Inkvac activated and getting a pick off of that sloshing machine. With the sloshing machine down, along with his teammates from the Bloody Blogs, it's going to be easy for Finicky Frontiers to get the push that they need. Less pressure from the Bloody Blogs, the better.
That's really good. They've gotten through the second checkpoint. That's what they need. Now the members of both teams are trying to go for these towers. That's going to be 3 down. Just going to be that reef slider up on the side of the Tetras. Tetra's going to get out. Pops the reef slider to get out. Smart decision. Even though it is like Splashdown, it is like Splashdown. You can live through it. It is still, at the end of the day, pretty telegraphed, and you know exactly what's going to happen. They do fall. Anyway, well, both teams have found a little bit of a scrappy trade, but that's going to be the Eeler coming out with that extra range that it has to find the space that it needs to slow down Blog's push. But they still are in the lead.
Yeah, and right now, Finicky Frontiers has found a way to get a push out of it, but 25 points remaining with Bloody Blogs and 22. Who knows what's going to happen? And with less than 90 seconds remaining, I'm interested to see what Finicky Frontiers is going to do to use all the specials that they need to get this going. But right now, Bloody Blocks is going to be having the upper hand right now, getting some picks off of the Finicky Frontier before the Finicky Frontier can get a lead off of it, and releasing the crab right now, just holding back the Finicky Frontiers before 1 more minute remains before this match ends.
Yes, and now here goes the Frontier. They're looking to take away a lot of space. So far, so good. That's going to be the Charger. That's going to be the Machine Gun. 2 things that they need. And a third down. Only the Splatter Shot is alive. How much damage can the Splatter Shot get done? Has that Trizuka. Has those 3 shots that it can use. No longer alive. That's going to be dangerous. 2 members go down on the side of the Frontier, though. That's going to be Wavebreaker comes out, and that's going to be a wipe as there jumps in. No, the splash is there, and a wipeout is coming through from the front on the side of the Frontier. Blogs are able to defend it, but there is an opportunity for the Frontier to get back in here.
They have so much effort to push Finicky Frontiers, but Bloody Blogs also got the upper hand on the defense as well. But they got like 5 seconds remaining. Finicky Frontiers needs to push one more time, but everybody from Bloody Blogs is holding their specials, making sure that they don't get the push, and that's going to be a wipeout, and Bloody Blogs takes the first win against Finicky Frontiers.
We did see at the end that Inkvac being popped from that Rapid Pro. Another thing we didn't talk about was the fact that Booyah Bomb, even though it's like, oh, GG Booyah, just throw the Booyah Bomb at the tower and we'll be able to like stop tower, guaranteed, easy money. You can't anymore. Inkvac's in the game. Ink Vacuum can actually eat a Booyah Bomb, can suck it up and take it all away. So it's not as free of a tower stop. Fortunately, for the Blogs, they did have 3 of the members down from the Frontier gone. Easy opportunity for them just to hold that Booyah, and they didn't even need the Booyah to take out tower. They just out-muscled at the end there.
Yeah, they definitely outmuscled Finicky Frontiers, and with Inkvac not present, the Booyah Bomb became the GG Booyah for this match, and Bloody Blogs pushed all their might before Finicky Frontiers make the lead, and they did it twice. That was a really interesting defense that they pushed in, and they managed to push out up the teams for Finicky Frontiers before they can get a lead.
I'm interested now with this Wahoo World game, because that last map was really, really close from both teams. Mr. Rookie, what do you think these teams will have to do to like, what do you feel like the push is going to be? Do you have a number in mind that will be like a good leading push from both these teams after seeing that both of them go down in the 20s in the last map?
Well, based on little experience I can get from Wahoo World Remaker Splatoon 3, it feels like it's going to be sort of the same, if I'm thinking this correctly. I don't know if it's because my brain still thinks it's Splatoon 2 Remaker, but
the checkpoints for people that have known the map is one where the base of the clamlet's goal, or they call out as Clam's base, down that ledge when you come out of spawn and that first drop there, that right there, that's one of the checkpoints. And the other one is the start of Albo, the start of Macaroni, the start of right where the ink rail goes over the arch, over to Sniper Cubby.
So this is gonna. So what I'm thinking that it's mostly gonna be plays from the left side where that curve is, right past the ink rail. But we're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to see what it is, because Wahoo World Remaker, what has changed from Splatoon 2 to Splatoon 3? And that's one thing I'm gonna see right now.
Yeah, checkpoints. Checkpoints. That's what's changed the most. Both teams coming out with a machine, both teams coming out with a charger, both teams coming out with Splash-O-Matic. The only difference, splatter shot versus those dually squelchers. Dually squelchers, not something that we have seen at all today, and not something that is super common. But that wave break splat bomb combo is good, as well as having just being able to be those dually squelchers. You do paint pretty strong. Not anything legendary, but very good at painting, and also just very maneuverable.
Oh yeah, and while it seems like an okay pick for dually squelchers, you can pull off a lot of combos with this right now. And as you can see right now, Finicky Frontiers pushing back, getting a pick off of the Remaker before one of the Remaker holders getting a checkpoint out of it, and just holding mid as much as they can, getting some picks off of the bloody bit blocks before they can reach to the clam placement checkpoint.
Oh, the sniper just having some free shots. The Rainmakers thought they could catch the sniper sleeping. Sniper at that elevation, especially in this game, no ink armor, and relatively the only things that really shut down snipers in this game is missiles and fizzy bomb, which are there. If you have a reflux, there's a lot of. If not, there isn't much, and machine is your fizzy output. They could just get these free shots for days. Both these teams losing members left, right, center, all around. Close to being a wipeout for the blogs, but they're still somehow in it. If I believe the sniper just super jumped out, but that my eyes might be deceiving.
Yeah, and you can see right now, Dually Squatch is just going to be making that first push. Probably just going to be the front line of the team right now, and Charger trying to take down Dually Squatchers. Doesn't seem like it's going to get out of it, but does seem like it got a pick over the Rainmaker holder along with his teammate right now. So Finicky Frontiers right now, while trying to push towards the checkpoint, the bloody block still got the upper hand, just like the first round.
Yeah, and that's going to be all the Frontiers having to back up. They're going to go towards that Booyah. Members of the blogs are going for that left side checkpoint. They lose 2 members. The fish is still alive, and the last one alive at that. You're going to have to back up. I don't think they want to back up too far. You're going to die with the Rainmaker. You better die in the enemy team spawn. Because the closer you die to your own basket, or your own checkpoint, the shorter distance they have to go.
Yeah, first rule of one of the rules of Rainmaker is never back out. The best thing you want to do for Rainmaker in general is to just push towards the goal as much as possible before you get a splatted. And you know, seeing what Rainmaker has, it's really interesting to see if the Finicky Frontiers will get a.
That's a dangerous spot. There's no one watching the Rainmaker. There could be somebody that goes from bottom. Okay, good. Oh, nobody from the Frontiers. I was worried for a second. I saw Patrick in there. And I'm like, I don't want to see this. I want to see this back cap, but I don't want to see it back cap at the same time.
Oh yeah, and the next rule is never take your eyes on the Rainmaker, because you never know what's going to happen. And Bloody Blocks got lucky right now and just got to reset out of it. So it seems like the Bloody Blocks is going to have to take advantage of it, because they still need to get the checkpoint in order to make it to the finishing goal. And with the crab near the checkpoints right now, they can get some picks off of it and push up towards the checkpoint that they need in order to get a finish off of it.
Yeah, both these teams, no checkpoints gone through yet. The lead is on the side of the Blogs. If they keep it alive like this, that should be good for them to lock up this series. Both teams losing a lot of space. Jumpscare coming back in. Sniper's finding some opportunities to get shots down. Rainmaker's going to be pushed back into mid by the Dually Squelchers. Dually Squelchers do go down in an unfortunate scenario. Rainmaker's starting to make their way downtown. Walking fast, just the machine. That's going to be a wipeout. This should be checkpoint absolutely demolished by the Bloggers. Now that they have this checkpoint, popping that Rainmaker, pushing it further. How much more points can they get? How far can they go? Not much further up around the elbow, and that is going to be a counter wipeout. Now, Frontier, they need to get in mid. They need to get all of mid that they possibly can get. They do not have much time.
Yeah, and that was a really great push from Bloody Blogs, and they finally got the checkpoint that they need. Now it's Finicky Frontier pushing all their might to get past the first checkpoint before they can get the lead out of it. And with 30 seconds remaining, it's gonna take everything that they can out of it. But Bloody Blogs right now still coming back strong after being wiped from it, and they're holding mid while Finicky Frontiers pushes to the max, throwing everything that they can. But it seems like the Rainmaker holder is just gonna wait a minute. There's a Booyah Bomb. Oh, this is interesting.
This is interesting. The members have fallen. The Rainmaker is in the side of the Frontier, they're trying to space out their way, trying to find their way into mid. That's good. 2 down. They lose 1. 2-for-1 trade is always a good advantage. Charger has the Rainmaker for the Frontier. That's gonna be 3 down. Have to find the shot. Where's the shot?
Oh, no.
Is the shot below? Rainmaker shot is below the Rainmaker
no.
on the machine. Machine has to fight for it. Rainmaker's gonna go for the dunk. They can get this dunk, which is good because they have time, but they have to pop this Rainmaker ASAP. They have about 10 seconds to pop this Rainmaker before they have to get to it again. They're gonna have to go. The time is going down, and they don't grab the Rainmaker. They forget to grab the Rainmaker. None of them grab it. There was no time. They had a Booyah Bomb and an ink vac, and they forget the most important thing of the game: the objective.
It seems like they tried to throw everything at them, but looking at this, one of the Bloody Blogs teammates saw the advantages that they need when Finicky Frontiers has a Booyah Bomb up, and everyone is trying to get the picks off of it. That is the advantage that they need to grab the Rainmaker and take the win off of it, and that is something that the teammate has done.
Finicky Frontier had 3 members alive. Four members alive. 1 went up elbow, which is good. 1 popped ink vac. That's great. 1 popped Booyah. Okay, this is dangerous. You have 1 member left to grab Rainmaker. Where did the Dually Squelchers go? They booked it right. They went to Clam's goal. They were pushing. None of them realized that I saw the top. Yes, the overtime timer had stopped at 50, but they only have, is it 5 seconds? Is it 10 seconds? Is it 8 seconds? I can't exactly remember. It feels like 5. It's really quick. You pop that Rainmaker shield, and you have to grab it again pretty darn quickly. You do not have enough time to throw a Booyah. You do not have enough time to ink vac. You will have to grab that Rainmaker once you pop it. Smart to pop the ink vac because you have to save that Rainmaker. Because that Rainmaker is very vulnerable because it's the entire members of Bloody Blogs. They know exactly where that Rainmaker is going to be. It is sitting on that pedestal. You throw bombs at it, you'll get a free kill on that Rainmaker, and that's the end of it. But ink vac prevented that. Unfortunately, forgetting the objective, that's difficult.
It is difficult indeed. But what's even more intense going to be going forward is Scorch Gorge Clamblitz. Now, this is interesting because Clamblitz in Scorch Gorge, it's a whole different ballpark than what we're seeing in this tournament, and I'm really interested to see what these 2 teams will have in store for us.
Another thing, we've got both these teams. They were 0-1. They dropped their first map, so that's gonna be Blogs going 1-1, and the Frontier are gonna be 0-2. But they want to be able to hold it. They want to take this map. They have to take this map to keep their score differential, because the best they can end with now is a 2-2 record, and you'll need that tiebreaker advantage if you even want to look at top 4.
Oh yeah, and if the Finicky Frontiers wants to remain on top, this last win will be something that they'll have to do. And if it gets intense, and if they could push with all their might, they might get a win out of this. And seeing what they can do in both Undertale Spillway and Wahoo World, I am confident they're gonna try to do this again the third time.
We saw charges coming out from both these teams in the maps previous. Do you think we're gonna have E-Leader, or do you think we're gonna have we're gonna be going back to the Splat Charger from either of these teams? Do you think Inkvac or Wave Break? What do you think?
I would say Charger, because if you're gonna need to use Inkvac to make sure that one, you can either push to get to the goal or prevent the enemy team from getting the goal. And that's my prediction of what I'm going to see in Scorched Gorge. And really, it's not that with the range, it's easy to get some picks in mid than the E leader, in my opinion. But what do you think about this so far?
I don't touch. I do play both chargers in this game. I picked them back up after not touching chargers for 5 years. Absolutely not even looking at them for 5 years. Gotta love you, Ink Armor. It's the old school. My take. I'm a boomer when it comes to the sniper wars. If you didn't outrange the other charger, you just lost. Those were back in the days of scoped E-Leader or go home.
Oh yeah.
You had to play scoped E-Leader, or else you put yourself at a massive disadvantage. But they've changed charges around, so now that you're unscoped can hold their charge for a second, and you can actually close that distance. And also range differential being scoped and unscoped is less different. They've shortened the gap between it, so scoped isn't as needed. But that also follows into the category of this game, E-Leader versus Splat Charger. E-Leader's got that extra range. It is really strong. It's got Ink Mine, which is completely inferior to Splat Bomb in almost every single way, other than watching flank. Splat Bomb can't watch flank for you.
Yeah, no,
the other thing is Wave Break versus Inkvac. Wave Break is not a aggressive special. You put it down in the middle of a scrappy team fight, great. Or to preemptive defense, great. Inkvac is great for both, and honestly, at times better.
Yeah, and with Wave Breaker, it's more territorial than more an aggressive thing. Sure, you can get some combos off of it, but that usually depends on the situation that it is needed. And right now, in these two teams right now, let's see what they got so far. You can see a splatter scope is coming onto the horizon for
Tri-Slosher.
2 splatter scopes. So this is interesting to see. And yeah, Tri-Slosher coming back, and Dapple Doolies from Finicky Frontiers. This is a really interesting comp right here.
Dapple Doolies. I haven't seen Dapple Doolies since... It's been a long time. And we're not on Dapple, we're on Off the Dial, so that is a little bit sad for Alice right now.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Alice, but right now you can see Tri-Slosher is just holding off mid, just making sure that they get the territory that they need. But two go down from the bloody blocks, and oh yeah, it's just a try.
No try. That's a push. This is a great opportunity to get the push. They get this power climb in, the crab gets popped. Good way. The crab tank's such an oppressive force. Just standing there, being able to tank all these shots and let their team get more clams. But they don't have the clams. They have the splats. They don't have the clams that they need.
But this is a good start to them. Since for the first minute going forward, and they're just going back and forth, grabbing the clams, scoring the goal. Finicky Frontiers is getting that big push that they need, but it seems like Bloody Blocks is just breaking through that defensive territory right now. So the goal now goes down, and it's just back to Finicky Frontiers, going back in mid, gathering up everything that they can before they can make a next push in. Bloody Blocks right now immediately is getting pressured by them. You can see that with Reef Sliders getting a pick off of it, 2 picks off of it before going down by the Tetradoolies.
Amazing job from the Tetradoolies, making that space, going full Megalodon in there with that Reef Slider, getting the space that they needed for their team. Now the clams are going to be in their favor, but not the spawns. Blogs are able to defend now with all their members alive. The double slosher comp is great at being able to defend over these arches and push these arches, these drops, these ledges, all those things. But in mid, in the fights in mid, they can struggle, and so far they have been struggling.
Oh yeah, and the mid is going to be where the most plays are going to be happening going forward. And Finicky Frontiers, for the third time, gets that goal. And it seems like with the comps that they have the massive advantage, including mid. You can see right now with Finicky Frontiers going back and forth, grabbing clams right now. Bloody Blogs struggling to get something out of it. They can break through that massive oppressive push by the Finicky Frontiers, but every time, Finicky Frontiers right now always comes back, getting a picks off of it, and pushing back to the goal right now. And Bloody Blogs, halfway through the match, is going to have to come up with something right now to make sure that they get the lead going where they need right now.
They've got the Inkjet coming out. That's going to cause some space, but space isn't what they need. They need these Elims. They get one Elim so far. That is good. Trade's going out. Power comes going in. 2 in. Just the Dapples alive. Dapples are going to go down. More clams need to come out from the Blogs. They have some in their name. They have some good spawns coming up as well. And that should be enough to get them really close to lead. It's going to be just one clam shy. They need this clam. Find it somewhere. Somewhere, somehow. They've got it. The try is going to be going in. Gets that clam, throws it in, gets 2 more. Down to 15. And the rest of them are going to be shut down. That's okay. 15 is what they need. From 100 to 15 is absolutely insane. It took the Frontier 3 opportunities to get down to 22. And the Blogs only 1 to get down to 15.
Well, I believe I just experienced my first commentator curse. Bloody Blogs outdone Finicky Frontier's push and gets a 15 out of 22 points. Finicky Frontier right now has seen what Bloody Blogs can do when they push forward, and it's now going to be back to fighting against mid right now, seeing what they can do to push. And Finicky Frontiers are going to have to try everything they can, but they've got a little penalty points remaining. So it may not be much for them to get that push that they need in order to take that lead back. But with 1 minute remaining, who knows what will happen?
Yeah, who honestly knows? It's gonna be very, very, very close.
Yeah, and look at that. They got the ink vac going, and they got the first push out of it. They just need a little bit more clams remaining, but oh, look at that. There's going to be so many turnarounds, and they get the lead back, and they knock it out. Finicky Frontiers taking the first win in the preliminaries round 2.
Yeah, they got it when they needed it. They needed this game to even have a chance at thinking about staying in the tournament, and they were able to find it and pick it up right at the end when they needed it. Unfortunately, they do drop the set, but they keep their hopes high, and looking forward to the next round, finishing it off with a good win is really good at keeping team morale high, especially in tournaments like this where everyone is just a free agent, or just this is a full tournament of pickups. Just think about it as that. A complete full tournament of pickups.
Oh yeah, and in this tournament, it's going to be a lot of adaptation to what you could do with your teammates in order to make that win happen. But the fun's not over yet, as we're going to be heading to round 3 soon with more sets to come. So I and Genie will be right back with more to come.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to It's Dangerous to Go Alone. I am Genie7, joined by Mr. Rookie, and we are here in preliminaries round with these team names. Ooh. Mr. Rookie, do you want to take this one away?
Yes. First up, we have Interchangeable Immunochemistry. That's going to be a tongue twister, in my opinion, but what can you do? And then we have Lily Lava on the other team. Now, Interchangeable Immunochemistry.
What do you mean? It's no problem. We can just say interchangeable immunochemistry a whole bunch of times fast. It makes it easy. I couldn't even say it once, you know?
Yeah, Interchangeable Immunochemistry. I might say immunochemistry. Well, we'll have to see. But it's got half NM, Neo, and Velvet. And Lowly Lava, we got Godstony, 12 Alley, Ty, and Motivation. Now, there's some familiar
These are some good players here. We've had good players all game, all day, but we've got some good teams here. Splatzone's Museum d'Alfonsino. Beautiful map. Looks beautiful, feels beautiful. Can be played very chaotically.
Oh yeah, and it's been a long time since we've seen Museum, especially on Splatzones too. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this goes because
E-liter. I'm an E-liter.
Oh yeah.
If this map wasn't in Splatoon 2, it doesn't have to worry about the fact that Splatzones E-liter would have been so good on this map because you put an E-liter on the spinners, they are disgusting. Hydra, if there's an E-liter on the other side, you're gonna cry.
There's no E-liter.
E-liter, and we have no E-liter.
Yes, but one of the teammates from Immunochemistry has a Hydra, so it may seem like it's going to be an interesting replacement for the E-liter because it doesn't take much for the Hydra to get the picks off of Museum d'Alfonso. But we'll just have to see. But Interchangeable Immunochemistry, getting the first capture in the zone and just trying to get some picks off of it. But Lowly Lava getting the tactical that it needs. They're gonna just take the pit and go back into the zone. Yeah.
Yeah, Neo gets 2. The Hydra is gonna be a great pick on this map now that there's no E-liters coming on the sides of Immuno. Great opportunity for it just to set up a lockout position as I'm talking over the fact that all the members of Lava have slowly but surely been whittled down and taken out. These juice are gonna. I feel like Immunochemistry is gonna take it and run with it now.
Yeah, and right now getting the lead on the Splotch zones, pushing back Lowly Lava. Seems like the Lowly Lava is going to be breaking through their own base right now, pushing off the Booyah Bomb to the zones right now, but it's not going to be enough to get a capture on of it. Interchangeable Immunochemistry is still taking down the points that they need to get the knockout right now, but Lowly Lava slowly breaking through the territory, getting that capture that they need, taking that Booyah Bomb, getting that capture it needs, and Interchangeable Immunochemistry is gonna have to get back out there with the specials and the tactics that they need in order to get some picks off of Lowly Lava, and getting the capture that they need again.
That's 3 down, 4 down, wipeout. Great opportunity for Lowly Lava to really set up a lockout opportunity. I want to see all of the teammates push up to the second spinner. Zone spinner is great spot to hold, but if you can start dancing around second spinner, that creates insane lockout potential. Watch out for the Zuka, gets the Zuka trade, but you don't. That's a favorable trade for Immunochemistry. They want that Hydra picture. Zones are being neutralized. This is not good for Lowly Lava. They don't have enough members. Booyah Bomb comes out, but not able to keep their zone in their control. Losing members again now, but trades are favorable for Lowly Lava now. They're the ones that want to be coming back in. Jumps coming in, losing Hydra. It's not good. These picks coming out from both sides. It's so chaotic. It's so scrappy. And it's not something you want to see for that if you want to actually get a good strong push off.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing Lowly Lava getting that capture they need. In fact, getting that pick with the explosion. But it seems like Rapid Blast right now is just looking around, seeing if there's anybody sneaking up on them. But doesn't seem like there's going to be anything as immunochemistry is going to be going forward. I can tell right now there's some teammates coming from the left side of the field right now, but Hydra is taking on what they need, getting that Booyah Bomb before they can get taken down by the Immunochemistry's Booyah Bomb. And unfortunately, Immunochemistry gets that capture that they need, getting some picks off of Lowly Lava and trying to get rid of the penalty points they need. And that is a nice pick with the Trizuka right now.
And it sends the super jump out. Keeping the pressure on is going to be great. Juices are coming out, finds that gal, takes him out as well. Great job from the members of Lowly Lava to try and find their way back in, but they need a little bit more than these trades, and losing machine like that's not going to help you whatsoever.
Yeah, and right now, getting Immunochemistry
They got no penalty. They've got no penalty. They're going to start walking away with this. Lava have to get back in here. The zone is not Lava. They got to get on it, and they got to make it theirs. They have to show that this is their zone. They need it now. They can't let these super jumps get back in. Now that they have the cap, that is good. Jumps are going out. But that's a Booyah Bomb almost wasted.
Yeah, and while it's unfortunate that the Booyah Bomb is going to be wasted, Lowly Lava is going to need that breather in order to get back up again while they get rid of the penalty points that they need and try to get the lead off of it. 30 seconds remaining though, and Immunochemistry has proven time and time again that they can get back up on their feet and get the zone that they need. Booyah Bomb coming into the zone. All the teammates from Immunochemistry is pushing back Lowly Lava. With 15 seconds remaining, it seems like they're gonna get. It seems like they have enough that they need to get the win.
The brush needed to get that kill on that ink back, but luckily the Hydra falls for them. Booyah Bomb coming out, mixed with that ink back on the right side. That should be good, but the zone needs to be capped for Lowly Lava, and they can't in time. Interchangeable Immunochemistry coming out on top for this game 1.
It is interesting how Immunochemistry has, while they get knocked out so many times by Lowly Lava, getting wiped every second that they need.
Oh, they just hit us with the quad dab. Oh no, and
they're dabbing on their haters. Yeah, you could tell.
Sorry, I had to interrupt you because the double cross dab. They just hit all of us with the double cross dab.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's see if they can dab their way through the next two matches of this round right now, as we're going to be going on to Ilto Alley Tower Control. Now, I have not gotten to get a chance to see this map mode right now, so what do you think is going to be happening here?
I play Range Blaster here. I get 30 kills in my games. I have fun. Simple. Probably if you don't play Range Blaster here, then play Machine. It's really good here. Big Bubbler is busted sitting on the tower on Ilto more than others. So regular Blaster could work here as well. Have seen good ink back usage here. It is nice. Killer Whale can be strong. Killer Whale 5.1 can be strong here. Splash Wall is nice. Inkzuka's nice. Missiles are here and there, but always good. There's really nothing that's bad here except for Wave Break. Anything that has Wave Break here kind of cries forever.
Oh yeah, and it's obvious that the most common special that we're going to see in Tower Control is Big Bubbler, and with Blaster...
We haven't seen much of it. We haven't seen, we've seen Tower Control today, and we have not seen a lot of it. Because it's locked behind Squiffer, Junior, Blaster, Roller, and... Is there a fifth one? I can't remember the fifth one. Twitch chat, help me out. But those are the 4. Junior's fun and easy to use if you have bombs. Roller is difficult to use if you're not a roller main, but easy to use if... Squiffer is really hard to use no matter who you are, unless you're a Squiffer player. And that leaves Blaster, which is great on Tower Control at all points in time, but you don't paint a lot, so you often die a lot, so your big bubbler is not online as much as you'd like it to be.
Yeah, and what's the interesting thing for Blasters is that with the lack of paint you need to have, it kind of rolls down to, trying to get the picks that they need. And looking at this team right now, I can see no Blasters, but a Squeezer coming out from Lowly Lava, and seems like there's not much difference except for the Junior coming out from Immunochemistry.
Good pick up for Neo with the Junior. Nice weapon to have here. That Jet Squelcher. Jet Squelcher is not a weapon that I really think, due to the fact that there are much better ink vac weapons in the game, and it does not have a good sub whatsoever.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing Lily Lava trying to get that good start of it, getting that bubble that they need, but Immunochemistry is going to be reverting that lead towards them right now, and it seems like Interchangeable Chemistry is just going to try to push back Lily Lava as much as possible. It seems like it's going to be a really intense match going forward.
Crab coming out, but these. Then a thing about ELTL is that first checkpoint is really kind of difficult to capture. Oh, beautiful lob shot from that Trizuka. Both first checkpoints are really hard to get if you don't get at least 3 down. If there's still a sloshing machine, if there's still a brush, if there's still Junior throwing bombs on it, it's hard to sit on this checkpoint for 8 seconds. But it should be easier because it's so close to mid. But that's where its problem is. So that's going to be an early first, a good early showing. But they've lost all their members for that, Lowly Lava, trying to get that first checkpoint. But getting past it is good.
Yeah, and for Immunochemistry, getting 3 out of 4 down and getting that first checkpoint. That first checkpoint is just a couple centimeters away from them. So it's really interesting to see how this goes. And getting that lead right now, relying on Octopus. Yeah, that's really nice. You haven't seen a lot of zip captures happening in this tournament, so it's really nice to see how Octopus plays that zip capture really well. Pushing that while the resting team from Immunochemistry grabs that bubbler and pushes down to the last checkpoint that they need right now. Lowly Lava is struggling to get past through their barrier right now, but it seems like with the last checkpoint, Interchangeable Immunochemistry may get the lead that they need.
They need this lead. They got it. They're rushing all the way to the end, and that's a big bubbler. That's a GG bubbler. No way you can stop that now.
Oh, yeah.
Interchangeable Immunochemistry took over that roof, otherwise known as Pigeon. Once you have Pigeon control, third checkpoint is nothing but yours. That's the only way you can be stopped with only having like bomb spam or short range weapons for both these teams as we get hit by the double cross dab again. But Pigeon control is crucial in that. And the other fact is that everyone needs to know that roof is not roof, because there's multiple roofs in this game. That is Pigeon, because it's the only roof that has pigeons that sit on it when you play the game.
Yes, indeed. And right now, they proved a lot. They proved a lot Immunochemistry to push. Lowly Lava has at the start got the upper hand deck, but Immunochemistry unfolded the cards and said, I have the better hand. I'm gonna get this knockout, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that yeah.
There's nothing. Both these teams as well coming in 1-1. Immunochemistry is now going to be up 2-1 going into round 4, so they still have an opportunity to make top cut. That is good for them. Lowly Lava, it's looking difficult. Gonna have to be 2-2, so they will need this, but so does Immunochemistry. They'll want this for their tiebreak, because only top 4 teams move on.
Yeah, and the only way to settle this is through Mahi Resort Rainmaker. Oh boy, what do you think about this so far?
I don't like Mahi. I didn't like Mahi in the first game, but that's because the jumps over the water were so much larger. Mm-hmm. And there's not as many areas to, like, in Splatoon 1, if you were in the enemy ink, you couldn't jump across. In Splatoon 3, you can at least jump across. It feels like I can jump across if the enemy has a little bit ink and I have ink resistance. But Splatoon 1, I couldn't. I just fell off the map. The problem with this map is it's tiny, it's chaotic, it's nothing like it was in Splatoon 1. Every single good thing about it in Splatoon 1 is gone. And they replace it with... I feel like we just don't know this map yet. And also, it is claustrophobic and tiny. If no team captures the first checkpoints here in the first minute, that's bad, because both teams are playing on a completely inferior map where it's just too small. It feels like smaller than Black Valley Skate Park.
Yes, indeed.
Without having walls or any of the things that make that map good.
Yeah, and right now, both teams are just charging their way to the Rainmaker right now, and there's already two picks down from Immunochemistry right now, and it seems like the Doolies right now, the Depot Doolies, I believe, is trying to get the picks off of it, while the Rainmaker holder already gets a first checkpoint out of it. Really
That's
interesting.
Great. That is awesome. Now both teams get the advantage, even though Immunochemistry has a big lead. Both teams get to enjoy a bigger, more balanced map. What the map should be like. Here goes the Rainmaker going up to that goal, gets stopped by the Wavebreaker, and Wavebreaker causes enough damage so the teammates fall and gets the machine as well. Wipeout coming from Interchangeable Immunochemistry. There's the machine gonna try and find their way up. They will be shut down by that Splat Bomb wielding. I forget who's got the Splat Bomb. I forget what weapons have Splat Bomb in this game. Oh, HUD is covering it as well. So badge. Oh, Dually Squelchers.
Dually Squelchers has got this Splat Bomb right now, and it's just trying to cover mid as much as possible. You can see right now, Rainmaker trying to take the far route of passing the checkpoint right now. But it goes down, yeah.
It got up there though. That is funny. Where is it sitting? It was sitting like a cubby, not on the ground. It was being elevated. What ledge is there? It was hovering in the middle of nowhere. Splatoon 3 is a perfect game with no bugs.
Well, at least there's no disconnects right now, but I could be wrong. But right now...
Oh, don't say that. Why did you say that? Stream cancel him.
Anyway, you can see right now the buoy above. It's just hanging on while the Wavebreaker goes through the motions right now. It looks like Immunochemistry grabbing the Rainmaker right now, while 2 go down from Lolly Lava. 3 actually with... Yeah. Mahi Resort is one of the most intense maps you can ever see, especially with Rainmaker right now. As you can see right now, Elator just holding forward right now, throwing that Wavebreaker right now, while the Rainmaker is extending that push, and...
Oh no.
Yeah.
The Splat Bomb rolls down the hill. It looks like it's gonna stay there, and then it slowly... You look at it and think, oh, that Splat Bomb is not gonna hit me. So you put your eye focus on something else, not realizing that you're standing on a slight slope, so that bomb will come closer to you.
Yeah, and you can see right now, the Dually Squelchers getting a pick off of the Hydra. But somebody already takes down the Rainmaker, and... There's a lot going on here.
This is Mahi Resort at its peak. It's entertainment for the viewer, I guess. It's hard to break it down when there's 8 fights going on. There's only 8 players, but somehow there's 8 different fights happening.
Yeah, and it's hard to keep up with. It's hard to keep up with Mahi Resort. Like, yeah,
there goes
small
checkpoint.
map. Oh boy. So now it all comes down to who can reach to the first checkpoint, reach to the goal first. Well, Lonely Lava is gonna have to go through the motion of popping the bubble right now. But Dually Squelchers is the only one standing, and it's best to just back off in the middle, waiting for your teammates to come out, trying to get that pick before Interchangeable Immunochemistry extends that goal to the finish.
Yeah, now we're gonna be seeing Interchangeable Immunochemistry. Splat Bomb comes out at the perfect time to stop the Rainmaker before they can get too many more points. Gone. 36 is good, but you're not to that cushion. That cushion is a small, like, mini checkpoint. The old style of Rainmaker. That number, if you bonk into that cushion, that is a quote-unquote checkpoint, if you know what I mean. If anyone, for all of our Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2 veterans, know those mini, not actual checkpoints.
Yeah, and it seems like it's going to be effective. It's effective in Splatoon 3 as well. But yeah, going back and forth into this match, Immunochemistry, Lolly Lava, trying to extend the push, but all in all, Immunochemistry manages this map at the back of their hands right now, pushing back Lolly Lava, extending that push. While they can't get a knockout that they need, they're able to find a way to push back Lolly Lava to an extent, making sure that they get the picks that they need, relieving that barrier that Lolly Lava has built up, and then all in all, it seems like with 10 seconds remaining, Immunochemistry is going to be holding that
Good
Rainmaker.
booyah.
Oh no.
Good booyah. They have to get to the Rainmaker. They have to get to the Rainmaker. Nobody's going to stop him. Rainmaker stays alive, and that's Interchangeable Immunochemistry walking away with it. That's a great 3-0 for them. They absolutely needed it. that's going to be bolstering their 2-1 record overall, and they'll need to close out their fourth and final set to really lock their way in. But that 3-0 really does help for them as we get quad dabbed on again.
I honestly thought that the Rainmaker holder was gonna fall into the river. That was gonna be an interesting thing to see, but all in all, this is gonna be the first 3-0 in the Premier Series round 3. It's an interesting map that Immunochemistry has pulled in. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do in the top cut match.
They have to still qualify because they have not guaranteed themselves into that top spot to go on to guarantee themselves into the top 4, but that really sets them up well because we do have 2 teams, Jumpy Jumps and Adamant Analysts, who are sitting at a juicy 3-0 record.
Oh yeah, and with that, we're gonna be going on a quick break. And after that, we're going to be going into the last round of preliminaries before we reach to the second half of the tournament. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We are now coming back to round 4 of Preliminaries Swiss on It's Dangerous to Go Alone, Season 34. My name is Mr. Rookie, and I'm here with Genie number 7, who should be going live in just a second.
Just a second.
Oh, yeah. Here he is. Welcome back. We are now just going to be starting off with round 4 of Swiss Preliminaries. And we got some interesting teams to see before we head to the top cut, which would be Gleaming Group and Enchanting Eyes.
Yes, I would keep saying one thing. I figured out a new thing, and I am abusing it. I was like, I should add that to my commentary roster, like of words to use, and it's the only thing I've been saying today. So I need to avoid that. I put it on my little notes thing, and now it's the only thing I look at. Here for looking towards the next game and the next round. Encouraging Ethernet is looking to win this, not only to help them out in like moving on, but they kind of need it to move on. Gleaming Group, their tournament, they want to go out with a bang. They cannot move on. There is a way, but I do not feel like explaining it to you. If you want to figure it out for yourself, you can go to the start.gg and figure out who needs to win, who needs to do what, and for them to count their lucky stars for them to move on.
Yeah, and right now we're going to be going into Inkblot Academy Clan Blitz. Now this is something that I've seen a lot of changes between Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3. What do you think about this so far?
Love the ramp. Not having to jump up on that little stupid block, you're able to walk up onto it. It's great for offense. Defense, not so good, but that's fine because offense on Clan Blitz has been struggling throughout this game so far.
Yeah, it seems like right now it's just going to be a massive battlefield in the middle right now. You can tell that your current Ethernets right now is just gather all the clams that they need before they can push forward right now. It seems like that the Gleaming Group right now is just holding them back with the specials right now, as you can see with the crab getting taken down actually by the ramp. But encouraging Ethernet using the Zipcaster right now, trying to get the last clam that they need before they can reach the goal.
Snaked! Their clam they thought they had for free got snaked from them, but they able to win a battle with the junior, throw the power clam, and they get it in the basket before Gleaming can get their power clam towards the other goal. Encouraging Ethernet, they have their junior. Marsh is going back up with his clams, not able to get any more, but that is fine. 80 points, solid. Just call it solid. This map is easier to defend than it was in Splatoon 2, but it also is easier to attack. Lot more volatile than it was. Not as standoffish.
Yeah, and right now it seems. Oh, I was about to say they're about to score right now, but Gleaming Globes. Oh, they got slipped by the encouraging Ethernets right now. Both power clams are now going down. Are now about to go down, but one's gonna get rescued by the remaining teammates right now. Encouraging Ethernet really just took a massive defense right now before the Gleaming Globes can reach towards the goal right now, and it seems like they're going to be pushed back as they can.
Yes, heavy splatling we have not seen it at all today. Something that was really good on this map on Clan. For somebody who had over 9 million paint on the heavies in Splatoon 2, it was really fun, and I have not seen it been played on this map yet. But so far, so good. Being able to defend an 80-point lead with that, and it has a good special in the Wavebreaker to help defend it, is really shows a lot of promise for it. This Stamper, the Splatana Stamper, another weapon that people think can be really strong, and I've yet to see anybody be able to prove it being like super lethal. But I want to see. I want to see in the right hands. I feel like they can get a lot of work done with it.
Yeah, and Stamper is a very difficult weapon to use, and even if the month in, it's still a lot to work with. And right now, you can see the Stamper right now getting the picks that they need, throwing that power clam in, but it seems like most of the teammates are gonna be taken down right now as Gleaming Globes manages to get the picks off of it before more clams can be thrown in right now. So Gleaming Globes, while it seems like they have the lower hand of the deck and encouraging Ethernet, taking them out one by one. They still may have a chance to prove that they can get the lead out of it with 70 points. Ethernet encouraging Ethernet has. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Who knows? But this junior is going off, gets the kill, gets the spots that it needs, and is able to super jump out. One thing to notice as well is jumping out in this game, you can super jump back to your own spawn and not lose clams because you don't go back into the spawn, the respawn kettle or the espresso machine. You land on solid ground, so you can just super jump back with power and not have to worry about it. Gleaming group, they're trying to make their opportunity through. Not looking so good right now, losing too many members to stay alive. Trades are not in their favor, so their push is going to be stopped here and now.
Yeah, and right now, encouraging Ethernet is holding really well towards mid as well. Gleaming Gloops is trying everything they can to make the push happen, especially what happened at the very beginning of the match. But right now, encouraging Ethernet with the Stamper right now, managed to get the picks right now. We've rarely seen the Stampers happen in this tournament right now, and this person right now is managing it really well for the team. Power Clam is gathered right now. They just have to put the push X to extend the points that they need. Gleaming groups is just trying to use all the specials that they can. It doesn't seem like there's going to be any push happening, but what's going to happen with 15 seconds remaining, they're going to have to defend as much as possible for it to push, but oh boy, it seems like it's going to be a turnaround happening.
Yeah, and this is going to be the Power Clams running into the goal, get stopped right at the end, just a machine alive. How much work can they get done? They've got a Booyah, but they're not going to be able to use it. The Power Clams are going to fade, and a wipeout is going to end this game, encouraging Ethernet. Great defense right at the end. So scrappy, catching Gleaming group off, just trying to run it down. They got a little worried with the timer being low, but the timer wasn't all that low. So running into a spot lane, running into those bombs from that junior, going to be a really, really difficult time, proving that encouraging Ethernet was superior as they hit the double cross dab on us again. That double cross dab quartet has hit us. Was that 4 times now?
4 times, and you thought we're not gonna see that this round, but encouraging Ethernet has done a good job of defending their goal as much as possible. And the last second, Gleaming groups had to push. Encouraging Ethernet has taken that away from them and got them win. Now, what's
Sturgeon?
What Sturgeon Shipyard spot zones? Don't think there's going to be much of a difference compared to Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3. But what is your opinion on it so far?
I didn't like it in Splatoon 2. I didn't like it in Splatoon 3. I was one of like one of the not. If you took a room of 100 people, only about one of them would say they didn't like it. I would have been that one person. Still don't like it. Why? I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to defend, but it's also hard to attack.
There's a lot that can happen.
There's a lot that happens. A lot of bomb spam. I find bomb spam and missiles can get really chaotic here. And the zone is really, really, really. It's really fun to play on, but there's a lot that happens. It is a balanced map, but it's a map that takes a lot of team coordination. The better team often wins this map because it's hard to really just solo carry on it.
Yeah, and with the Sturgeon Shipyard coming up, I'm really curious to see. I wonder if one of the teammates from Encouraging Ethernet is going to bring back the Stamper. Do you think it's going to be helpful? I think they're going
to bring back Stamper. Stamper is not a weapon that you the Splatonas aren't a weapon that you pick up, not kind of play and enjoy them. So I feel like they've mastered, from what I saw from that burst bomb combos with their Stamper, I feel like they were mastering the techniques and using it. So I don't feel like they would want to swap off of it unless they have another weapon that they can use proficiently. Splatana Stamper, if it's used in the right hands, can be very, very, very good.
Yeah, and it seems like Splatana is going to be taken off of it with something else right now. I do see a blaster coming up for Splat Zones, but both teams are going to be carrying the Hydra Splat lane for this match.
We're going to have double missiles coming out from both sides because that is not a spot roller. That is a Flingza roller.
Oh yeah.
Both teams coming up. What I say, this map has missiles. It's still the same map. Gotta love to see it.
Yep, 15 seconds in and there's already missiles on it. We've already got both teams getting a pick off of it, but Blaster is going to be jumping back from under the bridge back to spawn right now. Encouraging Ethernet is already capturing the zone and is already lost about 30 points, but they're going to be losing a lot more to get the knockout right now as Gleaming groups is struggling to get something out of it to take back the zone right now. And right now,
the junior and the Hydra were both the last two members on zone for encouraging Ethernet, which are great weapons to defend. Oh, the zone hasn't been capped yet. Gleaming group, please cap the zone, please. I'm so worried. But the junior and the Hydra being the last two are the best two defending weapons by far on the team. Great job, but in getting into the junior's bubbler, preventing those super jumps to come back in, that's going to allow Gleaming group to get the zone, get the cap, and hold on to it for a little bit of time. But this machine says no, takes up the Hydra. The Reflux wins the fight with their own machine, taking members out. Gleaming group is falling, and the last member is just the splatter shot with his Trizuka. Wants to be able to get out and save it. Smart to go back to the sponge. Hopefully they can, now that they've saved it, they can use it to get back in. Especially, a really good special to get back in on his own.
Yeah, and right now, encouraging Ethernet is already pushing into the base right now, getting 2 picks out of it right now. It's just going to be Flingza. As I say, that Flingza goes down. It's now just a Hydra throwing out the Booyah Bomb, getting that 1 pick off of that sloshing machine. But there's so little time they have left before encouraging Ethernet gets a knockout that they need. So whatever they need to do it right now. Yeah, they gotta go right now. It's 10 seconds remaining.
That's most of their paint. There's nothing else that can really paint the zone. Blaster's gone, just a Hydra, and that Booyah Bomb will not cap zone.
It's over.
Encouraging Ethernet, they're going to be moving on to Top Cut, which would be great for them. Gleaming group dropping this set, but it is a playout 3, so they can end the tournament with a win, and that's what they'll be looking to do. Congratulations to encouraging Ethernet. They have locked their spot in for top 4.
Yep, but it's not over for preliminary Swiss yet, as we need to go through one more round. Mincemeat Metalworks Tower Control. We have not seen it all day, so I am looking forward to see how this will go.
Spotlings. The grading here is beautiful for Spotlings. The only map I play Spotlings on, I played Spotlings on every single map, every single mode, every single second. As soon as the Nautilus came out, it was like, oh, I'm gonna play ballpoint here, gonna play heck here, gonna mini there. Never played. I don't touch Hydra. That's a different beast for a different saying. And if that all didn't work out, just play Nautilus, lol. This map, it's just so fun to play it. I've been enjoying playing Chargers and that, but it's still just funny to play Spotlings here. It is. We saw both teams pull out Hydra. We've seen the heavy from earlier. If I do not see a Spotling on either side, I am going to be sad.
If they don't pick a Splatling, then it's going to be interesting to see how this will play out, because Mincemeat Metalworks, the most place you're going to be in is just those grates. Unless you want to take the underground of the bridge, most of the time I'm just gonna see action happening above the stacks and on top of the bridge.
Yeah, those 2 trucks that are in beside zone are a lot of where the fighting happening. It will happen. Machine, I'm never gonna say it's not gonna be good. Is if the patch is current, I'm gonna tell Wolf to hit the ready up button so the teams can go. Sorry, Wolf. Don't want to out you on stream, but kind of had to. The other thing, Range Blaster. Range Blaster is great on tower control. Big bubbler. Another thing, one team had a roller before, and we're gonna be seeing who's picking that up again, and we're gonna be seeing. I believe that's the regular. Yeah, well, that's the regular blaster. So both teams have that bubble.
Yes, and right now, regular...
Both teams have Spotlings.
One's got Nautilus and one's got Heavy, so I'm really interested to see how this will go. I do see adaptabilities on Gleaming Glyph, so I wonder what's going to be like on their end. But already we're going to see some action happening above.
Was that a curling bomb? I believe that was a curling bomb splat. You love to see those.
That
And
is
now
really
encouraging
interesting.
Ethernet, that's the opportunity. They're going to be marching their way down to this first checkpoint. If they can get their roller with that big bubbler onto this tower, that should be good. They lose their spotling who's riding it. They also lose their other tower rider. 4 seconds left on this checkpoint, and they're not going to be able to get it. It's going to be resetting. Roller's going to be going in. Has that bubbler, gets
Ooh.
one, pops it, sees that Nautilus. Can't really push the Nautilus. It is not something a roller beats.
Yeah, and with the Nautilus, it's the only spotling in the class that can maneuver by swimming, and if the roller can't get that, it's all over. But right now, you can see Nautilus getting a pick on top of the grates right now, just trying to get some picks, pushing back and Gleaming Group, see if they could push farther. With the Tactical coming up, it seems like they got the upper hand right now.
They do have the upper hand, and that first checkpoint has been gone for a little bit of time now. Now just seeing the Nautilus just trying to hold up onto the tower, backing away, letting some of their teammates fall. They have that vacuum from that 96 gal. It does look like the 52, but has a little bit longer range on it, so something definitely to note. That vac should help them out to keep the tower, but they haven't pushed the tower whatsoever. They're more worried about what is happening behind them than what is happening. And in doing so, they've lost 2 of their members, so their push now will be delayed.
Yeah, and with those flanks, it causes a whole lot of distraction. Therefore, the push will not be made so much. But it seems like encouraging Ethernet is going to be trying again. As you can see right now, we've got Dapple Dooley's just jumping around like crazy, trying to get a pick off of it. But it's going to be backing up because of the wave breaker happening right now. Chat, it's really putting up some punches for Dapple Dooley's.
Oh, gets the big bubbler user down. That's going to be the roller falling. Wants to take out that bubbler. Because if you leave that thing up, that roller respawns, they can just get jumped right back into where they started and have a nice little protected beacon.
And it seems like Gleaming Groups try to push with the tower that they need, but it seems like they're going to be resending that tower with encouraging Ethernet going 3v3 against the Gleaming Groups right now. There's a lot is happening right now, and there's not a lot of pushes happening for both sides, but Gleaming Groups is still at a disadvantage right now because they still need to get that push going, but every time encouraging Ethernet finds a way to get a pick off of it, taking down teammates one by one before they can finish up the first checkpoint, and just as I say that, Gleaming Groups gets wiped from the encouraging Ethernet.
They do, and now the push will continue. Encouraging Ethernet is trying to make their way up, but they lose 3, just the Nautilus alive. How much work can they get done being last alive? So far, not too much, but they have managed to get out, popping that rain cloud to just hopefully delay the push a little bit. And so far, that has helped their team, because Gleaming Group has lost a lot of their members.
Yeah. Encouraging Ethernet has been getting a lot of picks, but right now it seems like it's going to be a 2v2 situation. Gleaming Groups is going to be pushing in once again, but encouraging Ethernet has been pressuring them time and time again that they don't want them to get the lead. With 1 minute remaining, the pressure is on for Gleaming Groups if they want to get that lead, to get that one last W.
Roller just got 3! Roller just went absolutely off. That's exactly what Gleaming Group needed. Their bubbler will not be charging because it is currently out and down. So far, their flank is going quite swell. Gets another 2, and just a blaster. Blaster goes down. That's another wipe.
Oh my gosh.
They have to keep pushing this tower. That roller went absolutely next level.
Yeah, that roller did an amazing job getting that pick. And they finally, after so many tries, Gleaming Groups has finally got the check.
They gotta go. They gotta go.
Oh my goodness. They're trying their best, but oh my gosh. There's a lot going on right here.
They got members on the tower. Super jumps are coming in. Can they get the cleanups? No, they can't. Roller's coming in. Tries to go. Can't get to the tower in time. Super jumps are coming back. And that's gonna be the 96 gal with their back, but they can't get it out in time. They're now gonna be in overtime. Just the Spotling alive. Can the Spotling jump in here and live on tower? They will not. Encouraging Ethernet gets the wipeout that they needed to secure the game for themselves and a nice clean 3-0.
The light at the end of the tunnel was something that Gleaming Groups have needed, but right as they reached to the opening, encouraging Ethernet, it was awaiting for them. taking away the lead that they need, and Encouraging Ethernet now has 3 wins against Gleaming groups in round 4.
Round
Wow.
4. Let's check the standings. Let us check the standings. We still have some matches that have not quite completed. Jumpy Jumps, Adamant Analysts are not quite done yet. So far, a lot of other teams have not fully finished yet. But I can say, Encouraging Ethernet, they are locked and loaded to go in with their 3-1 record. They're locked in for top cut. They won't be able to get first lead because Adamant Analysts and actually Jumpy Jumps, they have confirmed that they are now they went 4-0, so they are going to be your top seed. But Encouraging Ethernet is currently sitting in that higher seed spot, so that is good for them. They're sitting in that 2nd seed.
Yes, indeed. And after 4 rounds of Swiss, we are now going to be going into top cut power bracket of It's Dangerous to Go Alone. We are going to be taking a short break, but I believe, is it true that you're going to be staying for the top cut commentary?
I think I'm staying. You can do your sign off. I'll ask you, Jim. I know, Mr. Rookie. Thank you for joining us here today, and thank you for being on here. But yeah, you gotta go. You should do your sign off.
Yes, indeed. And it was really nice to commentate with you, Genie. It was really nice to see the action happening, and It's Dangerous to Go Alone. But for me, I will be signing off for the first half. But if you want to see more, if you want to find out where I am going to be on Twitter at Mr_Rookie_ on Twitter, and I will be talking about a lot more Splatoon stuff and what's going on with the competitive stuff. So if you want to find me, that's where you can find it. But that's going to be it for me, and thank you so much for Genie for commentating with me.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, and yeah, we're gonna have a nice ending to this tournament. We've got our top cup rounds coming right up after this break. Don't go anywhere, everyone.
Hello and welcome back to It's Dangerous to Go Alone with our top cut. I'm Cork and I'm joined here by Jeannie.
Ah, yes, top cut. Such a great spot to be. Almost like we have teams that have great names. Interchangeable, Immunochemistry versus Encouraging, Ethernet. I love these team names. It's fun.
I do appreciate that Interchangeable Immunochemistry made it nice and long for it to be a bit harder for us to pronounce. Not that that's that bad. They didn't put
it's
any
an easy
weird
name to
pronunciations
pronounce.
in. It's just long,
It's
yeah.
easy. It's just long. Yeah.
I used to be on a team named Syzygy, which is spelled SYZYGY. We only got streamed once or twice, but it was
Yeah, I met that team a few times.
Yep,
in
been
bracket.
there, done
Been
that.
there, done that.
We didn't even name it to
Rainmaker.
multiple people, we just like the name. Anyway.
Rainmaker Scorch. Do you have any? Do you remember playing this in solo queue, or have you not played much solo queue? Or
I've played enough to remember this, and the choke points are going to be really annoying.
Yeah. The nice thing is it's got a little bit of Kelp Dome vibe with having that grating on the left of the Rainmaker pedestal where you can just run across quickly, but it's really easy to get shot. Or just go the short way and the long way. It's like, what if Kelp Dome was more balanced towards everyone else that wasn't named Blaster or Splatling?
Yeah. So the grates are going to be pretty annoying, especially because that flank's a bit risky. Or that great path is going to be really risky, but it's going to be more with the right path that I think people are going to take.
Right path is a lot safer. Once the first checkpoints are gone on this map, it is very, very chaotic because of the narrow choke point and the narrow path up to the Rainmaker. You pretty much have to go up that long ramp where bombs can just rain down on you from above. So knockouts can be very difficult on this map, but leads can go well past well past the checkpoints.
And on the encouraging against that, we've got Apple 96 Scout Squeezer and Shot, which is interesting. They will have Tactical and Inkvac, which are going to be very important here. On the other side, we've got a Brush coming out. We have the Zap, the Shot, the Machine, which Machine is exceedingly powerful because of the chips in this game, especially the lack of armor. And the Brush on a map like this is going to be able to use the Zipcaster to get some verticality that they usually wouldn't be able to because of all the uninked layers. Apple going for a nice shark here, but they're going to miss the shots. Going to get forced back by another one, it looks like. Okay, they will find one. I think that was no, not quite the Rainmaker, but they will get the full wipe here. And near dying to the Booyah Bomb as well. Now, Encouraging Incident's going to have a chance to push up, but they're going to have to move quickly because the respawn's already coming out for Interchangeable Immunochemistry.
Yeah, and they're going to be pushing up that right side to go for that quick dunk. Can they get it? They have broken the checkpoint, looking to stay alive, dropping only one member, not going to be able to try and go for this pop because they're getting counter pop just as fast as they want to. But they grab the Rainmaker and get 1 point, which is nice. It is nice, but not too much more. So good, solid first checkpoint being broken early on, allowing them to get some more presence. Encouraging Interchangeable Immunochemistry. Now it's their opportunity to try and get mid. Popping that Zuka to get some space, looking good, but the trades are not something that they really want to do if they're going to be making the push.
Yeah, they popped Tactical a bit early, and then were forced to trade at mid, didn't really have the paint in the ground to be moving up with that. They did get a kill with the Zuka, but it wasn't getting them enough control as well. They're going to go for another push here. They've got 2 down, but long range weapons are going to be set up to defend. They get Inkvac out, that's going to be good. They're going to go for the checkpoint. The Squeezer's going to rush in, will get the pick. Probably won't find another, but they will manage to escape, and the Inkvac is out. This is going to be a very good stall for Encouraging Ethernet unless Interchangeable Immunochemistry gets a lot done. And we're going to have everyone but one member go down, and that's a member of Encouraging Ethernet, so they will hold on to their lead after that chaotic mess of Inkzuka's Rainmaker explosions.
Yeah, just the Dapples being alive. They didn't place any beacons to let their teammates come into other safe places or paint up the map whatsoever. They went and grabbed the Rainmaker, even though it was completely safe. A little bit of a questionable call, but they're going to try to make their way through downtown. Half goes across with the push, though. Finds that nice path across the grating, going to have their team hopefully push up with them across that grating as well, and that's exactly what they're going to. Should be able to break this first checkpoint for them as well, and that will be nice. This checkpoint, though, isn't as far as the one on the right, so they're going to have to really push this Rainmaker to get any space and get lead. They're really
checkpoint's good, but yeah, like you said, they're going to have a lot of space left to go. They're going to find some picks here. They're going to pick up the Rainmaker, but they've got a decent way to go. Yeah, they are in the lead, actually. I got the team's backwards. But Encouraging Ethernet's going to want to extend their lead for sure, since 67 to 65 is not something you should be comfortable with in any situation, and they're getting a couple picks, got 3 down except for the brush, but the brush is gonna rush in, it's gonna find one, they're gonna go down. Okay, they won't be able to find anymore, and the squeezer's gonna move up.
Oh, great Zuka!
Looking for a few more, yeah, Zuka coming out, ooh, and the bomb taking them out, though.
That's okay, they've got a lead, they're gonna back in the wall.
They got 20, which is a very good lead here, and now encouraging it's gonna be able to play defensively the rest of the game, if they so desire, but kind of given the way they've been playing, they're gonna want to keep trying to push up the Rainmaker on the other side of the map, and they look to be wanting to stall in mid, even on a bit onto their enemy side at this point.
They don't have encouraging Ethernet does not have a super great defensive team comp with the amount of bomb stands that they have, especially because they have a sprinkler weapon. So their best way of defending with beacons and sprinklers is definitely just keeping the aggression up with popping those tacticalers, letting them run it down whenever they possibly can.
Got the Jumpy, baiting for Zuka, looking for some kind of opening. 1 Zuka's gonna come out, second one's gonna be ready, but the counter fire is gonna come in. The squeezer's going down. Shot's gonna move up, and Zuka getting a nice kill there, and looking for another one. Will find it, but they're gonna be on tactical response, so they will get back quicker. The brush is gonna come out of nowhere, taking down the splatter shot, and now they're gonna look to try to turn that into a bit more advantage. So they got jumps coming in. They will go down though, but 2 down on encouraging Ethernet now. Both sides are still kind of stalemate in mid though. Interchangeable Immunochemistry looks to be taking a bit of an upper hand, but it's difficult to tell. And really, Interchangeable Immunochemistry needs a lot more than just a bit of an upper hand right now.
They definitely need to, because 20 is rough. They can't go just to the first wall. They have to go past cushion and past the first wall. And that's gonna be good for them to get that brush half gun going for a trade though, not something they want, but they're getting more than that. Just a Gal left alive for encouraging Ethernet. Going up, Gal's gone, but there's one behind them. Can they live? The Booyah Bomb, no, they fall. The Rainmaker does fall. Somehow, some way, the Dooley's able to get enough damage, even though they died out of the Booyah, to get the Rainmaker down with the 3-shot capability, and they somehow manage a way to stop the Rainmaker, because that was so dangerous.
Yeah, the problem there was we saw the Booyah Bomb come out, but the rest of the team was not close enough to the Rainmaker to really cover that right flank, and then a member of Encouraging Ethernet just swoops around behind them and takes them out easily. It doesn't matter if the Booyah Bomb gets them, they just need to stop them, and the Booyah Bomb will make regular shots disappear, so that was a very well-executed flank by the Dapples, and a bit of a miscalculation on the part of the rest of Interchangeable Immunochemistry and their positioning.
The beacon was honestly what happened, because we saw the splatter shot as well jump in. I was thinking, like, what was there? There's nobody alive. The Gal was not in that position where they were jumping to. Realizing there was a beacon sitting underneath of the metal tree, and that was the only way they got in. They thought all the people that we're gonna have to deal with will be in front of us, not realizing the machine saw it a little bit too late with the Booyah. And unfortunately, they wanted to just rush that Rainmaker because they did have that 3-down scenario. Clamblitz Hammerhead. That's our next map.
Dude, that is our next map.
I don't know.
Don't know if I've actually played this one because I've been kind of avoiding solo queue clam rotations.
I can say this map is not fun because it has one of those problems of being low ground mid. Luckily, it's Clamblitz, so Last Ditch Effort isn't as usable because we don't offer these matches that go into the 30s really quickly. So the fizzy spam won't be crazy, but fizzy spam on this map is really, really difficult to deal with. You're gonna need Zukas to get in, or you're gonna want to run a sniper. But most teams probably don't want to run that. 10 Umbrella would be good here if 10 Umbrella was a balanced weapon that didn't have bugs that prevented it from functioning properly.
Yeah, we could see Roof Slider as well. I don't think we will, but that's certainly a possibility as long as any other backbones, chargers, etc. We will see the machine come out, same comp, both. Oh no, we will see a pretty different comp from Encouraging Ethernet. They're keeping the Dapples, but they're switching over the 52 for that wall to get a bit more of an entry tool, and then the Heavy to have that range down the straightaways, and then Splatoon Stamper is an interesting pick here, but it's going to be a very annoying weapon to fight.
They've been rocking it, the Heavy and the Splatoon Stamper on Ethernet for most of this tournament that we've seen, and they've been putting on a lot of work with those two weapons. So I feel like they can. You'll see a lot of interesting things with the Splatoon Stamper. They did some nice burst combos with the main weapon.
Immunochemistry, which has been shortened to just Immunochemistry so we can actually read the entirety of the top bar, is gonna have some range issues here, I think, because Stamper kills quick and has a decent range. Then we have, of course, Heavy and then Gal. Well, not so much the Gal, but mostly the Heavy. They're gonna be forced to rely on bomb spam against the longer range of Ethernet, and they will get some red picks though. Finding the Dapples, getting pushed back by this wall, looking for a bit more. They're not quite gonna be able to do anything because the Fizzy spam and they're going down, and that's gonna be an excellent rush by the Stamper with another member in support. This could be a chance for encouraging Ethernet to push up. They're gonna lose their backline to a well-placed flank.
Yeah, that's gonna be half going in. Get punished just as fast as they went in. That is fine. Taking out that Heavy is gonna really cause a little bit of a hole in the defense. Separating the team off with that Booyah Bomb is good. Gal goes down. That's a power on the ground. Looking to see if encouraging Ethernet wants to protect it, and so far they will. Somehow staying alive through these bombs. Getting the splatter shot down as well. That is another good thing. They're losing your Heavy again. These bomb spams are coming in and just taking out this Heavy. A great job. Encouraging Ethernet, losing their members as well, and that's 3 down to these bombs. Immunochemistry, this is their opportunity.
Yeah. Ethernet may have the range, but they have, I don't think, any bombs, so they're going to be at a disadvantage here. And now, oh yeah, that's the first bomb weapon. Immunochemistry will get the first break, but won't get much further than that. Half looking for one. Hopefully Marsh can win that. Marsh will win that, and that's going to be another couple down on Immunochemistry, letting Ethernet get the reset, getting mid back very quickly. They're going to make sure they get some claims up here, because they're going to have an opportunity to push, especially off the heels of multiple specials, finding the brush, which is going to be extremely important to keep them from having to worry about shit, but running into a bomb there, and that's going to hurt them. And now, Zap's gonna, or the shot rather, is gonna look for one, finding a Zuka shot, won't find any more, but no, they will instead go down, trading out, though at least tactical respawn's gonna come out so fast, especially with those beacons, they're gonna be right back in the fight. There they already are, Doppel's jumping in. And now Ethernet is going to be in the position to make a push, but I'm not sure if they'll quite be able to.
Tactical, great tech! Love that tech! Using the rolls to get up, using the dually rolls to land on that platform really quick, get the clean shots off that they needed. Now they're gonna be going in. They've got that. They've got the feed special that is known as what is it? It's Spider-Man. No, it's not Spider-Man. What I call it. Zipcaster. Zipcaster to try and get in the backline with these specials. They can't throw these power clamps. They do have 3 at their disposal, one being their spawn one. Throwing one up there, going to go for this dually play again. Gets red out this time. Booyah Bomb's going to help slow that down. Losing their Stamper as well. Not going to be something that they want. Heavy and the Gal are going to be retreating back into mid. But that is a failed push, but at least they get to hold on to their power. That's one positive.
Yeah, I don't really think that was the play there. They saw one member get lucky with kind of an opening.
That's 3.
Oh, well, I guess now that they've been able to play a little more slowly and not just run up the wall, they've done great, and now they're going to have a chance to get set up, and they hopefully the Dewey Sharking, the Stampers can really get a lot of chip here. And
got the power coming in.
Yeah, the power's going to come in. Nice movement there. Marsh is still alive, looking to find the Zap. Won't find the Zap. It's just Keto left, and they're jumping out. Oh, yeah, it's not jumping out. It's the Zipcaster recall, but they will still get out alive, which if they didn't have the Zipcaster recall there, they definitely would have died. That's going to be a very good lead for encouraging Ethernet in the last 50 seconds of this match, especially with their backline comp. Yeah, like you said, Heavy needs to stay alive.
This is your one thing within mentioning. The Tacticooler on a Heavy is insane. Now that the Heavy is the last thing alive, that's another thing. But giving that Heavy that extra run speed and perfect fire, the bomb, is great when jumping. That perfect accuracy when jumping is so strong. And that's exactly what they need. They're going to need this Heavy to really lock it down. If they get the Tacticooler, they can get taken out and get back really quickly. They also have this Wave Break, which is nice to help slow down a push. They're just going to launch it in the mid, though. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that was... I mean, it's going to delay the play, especially with the Zuka having to hold back before they can move up or take that shot. So the Heavy to get a distraction. The Booyah Bomb's going to come in at a bit of an awkward angle. The 52 Gal's gonna get a shark on this fight. He's gonna find one, looking for another. Will find it, and they're gonna find this jump as well. They won't find the jump. There's still 2 jumps there, but they're not in a good place. They're stuck in a corner.
That's all the members marked
for them. Yep, and even if the Wave Breaker was a bit suboptimal, between that and the need to slow down for the Zuka, that's going to spell the end because they had to wait for the Zuka to be done firing to really get moving, and then they had Wave Breaker on them. So. They turned it into a scrappy fight in mid by throwing that Wave Breaker. and they had the right positioning to take advantage of that. It seems.
Yeah, it did come down, and our what Twitch chat? What is our dab counter at? Is it 7 now, or quad dab? The number of times that we've had quad double dab or double cross dab. I forget. It's
too many.
I don't know. Everyone likes it.
Oh boy, is that extra person in the room?
We have spectator.
Oh no, I can't. I thought there were 10. I can't count.
Nope. We just have our spectator.
We just join their friends' private battle. Be like,
yeah.
yo, can I watch?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I did that once to Kraken and Astro by accident. Because they had a no pass thing up. And they said if there's ever like a no pass PB, just like come in and vibe with us. I forgot this was like the Sunday or whatever when they were in the big Nintendo tournament, and Nintendo doesn't put passwords on their thing. So I joined and it was like a Nintendo tournament. Like the one that was being streamed on the Nintendo.
Nice.
That
Wait,
was
the streamed one too? That's impressive. They don't put passwords on that.
No, they don't. They didn't.
Good to know. We do a little trolling.
Yeah, half of the rest of the remainder of Inc. just joined because like, oh, this is funny. They've got because we were all wishing them luck, so we didn't know if their match had ended or not. So we were all just gonna like come into a PB and vibe with them, not realizing they hadn't played them.
Yeah, we're gonna be going on to Zones Mahi, so the machine is gonna have the machine brush combo is gonna be really powerful here just because of tight spaces and the ledges. Like this fizzy spam's gonna hurt a lot. Brush is gonna be able to make every corner really annoying, especially before the water level goes down. It's going to be a pain for encouraging Ethernet to move around.
It will be heavy on this map, knowing that they won't have to be playing up against a charger though. We'll have a lot more space to work with. The fizzy spams on splat zones can get a little bit out of hand due to the fact that last ditch effort comes online on splat zones a lot more often than not, and more often than more often than climb blitz. So that will be one thing. And wave break is really good because that forces if you just listen, you can also hear when people jump out of the ink and land back in. So even if you don't mark them, you can hear them by getting or see them by them having to jump over the wave break.
I like the reflex of Genius. Reminds me of something I saw this morning on the Area Cup stream that is that reflux in this close quarters is extremely powerful, and by tap shotting, by standing on that little block over zone, they can cover nearly the entire zone by themselves extremely easily, even against enemy fire. So between that and Junior, they're going to have a lot of ability to just control zone and the missiles and the machine. He's doing a really good job here. Yeah, and also, not to mention the big bubbler, they're going to have all the right tools to control this tight space, whereas Immunochemistry, I think, made a mistake changing out the machine. They're not going to have as much of that like ship damage. They're going to have Blaster, but given things they fall off the map, but given things like the Junior's bubble and just the amount of bombs that are coming out and missiles, it's going to be a lot harder for the range Blaster to kind of keep the spacing at once, and it's either going to be forced too far back or forced to get up close and personal.
And you'll never have map control against a heavy reflux Junior comp. That's not something that you'll ever find a way in unless they're all. Congratulations, you've won anyway.
But yeah, they're doing very well regardless. We've got the wave breaker coming up. They're going to lose one. Brush is going down. It's going to be a lot of their kind of close range combat ability besides the two shooters and like sharking. And now Marsh is going to get the big bubble out. The wave breaker is going to come back in return. It's 62 to 65, which really isn't much. Blaster's going to go out. It's going to be 3 down in Immunochemistry. And the reflex, if they can just kind of hold this angle, and since the reflex has such high damage output, as long as they hit those shots, it's going to be devastating, especially with the chip that's floating around the rest of the team. And they're going to find that shot. They're going to let their opponents almost paint over the zone while they're at it, and that's not going to happen, though. The Zuko won't do enough, and encouraging Ethan, it's looking like they're going to find this KO.
Kaito just showing this reflex is such a strong weapon. You don't have to just rely on missiles all the time. Something that people often forget. It is a very devastating weapon. It is as strong as a bamboo and a squiffer all at the same time. And can paint better than a Junior. They're showing why this team can just lock out zone. We have Booyah Bomb coming out to try and stop. Brush goes in, not able to find what they need. Zone is not going to be their Immunochemistries whatsoever. Encouraging Ethernet coming away with a big 3-0.
Yeah, that was the Brush had the last ditch effort there, but it was, or not the literal ability, but they had to make a last ditch effort anyway, and try to hold forward with the Zipcaster, but it really just wasn't enough. And like you said, Reflex and Junior, so much pain with enough killing power to boot. Like the Reflex can move forward, as was mentioned in the Air Cup stream, can move forward like any other kind of frontline shooter, and just take shots. And because it's basically a point blank shotgun, they're going to win fights like that. Especially when you kind of have that block, you can just peek around, take a shot, and probably do a lot of damage to your opponent, even if they don't die outright.
You hit the number of 90s you hit on people by hitting 2 shots. Like if you charge it up to you either have the tap shot or the charge. Even if you don't full charge it, you have that second ring of charges with with all the stringer class weapons so far. Right. If you have that second ring, you do 45 with each. So getting 90 damage it's really, really nice. All your teammates have to do is hit them with a chip of one little bullet of anything at any point in time in the last 5 seconds, and the opponent will fall over. So you don't have to hit all 3.
Too long beforehand, yeah. It's
disgusting. In a team composition, like if you're playing in solo, it's hard because people are all over the place. But in a team composition, you have your own chip damage and missiles. You have your own chip damage and your own curling bomb, which is even funnier. You hit them with a 90, throw a curling bomb at them, use simple geometry. It is hilarious how many splats you can get from that. Coming from somebody who has like a 5-minute montage of just that.
Right. I think with that, we're taking a short break before Green Finals. Please stay tuned.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to It's Dangerous to Go Alone. I am Genie7, joined by Quarky, and yeah, we're ready and excited for this grand finals.
It's just Cork, by the way. I thought you were saying Karky. Yeah.
I am
merely a subatomic particle, not anything more. And with that, we're gonna be seeing the encouraging event we saw 2 minutes ago when I called a break, thinking, of course, that we're gonna have a bit, but turns out Jumpy Jumps were similarly dominant, quickly 3-0'd their opponent, and we're gonna be seeing the encouraging incident right back at it, this time with Klimblitz on Museum de Alfonsina. Do you know anything about Jumpy Jumps? I don't know if we've seen them on stream yet.
We have not seen them on stream. Of all the teams that made Top Cut, we did not see Jumpy Jumps on stream once. So that is something that is interesting, because I don't know their team comps, as this is a just purely pick up free agent tournament.
I mean, maybe the player named Splash is going to play a Splash. Who knows?
Yeah,
that wouldn't be a bad pick. But yeah, we'll probably see a similar thing out of encouraging against that with. I'm not sure if they'll opt for Dapples or Junior here. I
think they're gonna keep Dapples because they've been playing Dapples the majority of the day, from what we've seen on the stream side.
Yeah, we did only see them flex to Junior specifically for Mahi Mahi zones, which is a place you want to flex to something like that just because of how much it can control space. But I mean, Clembuts would be a decent place to flex Junior, if only for the big bubbler coverage, but given the last Clembuts match being set up to keep on the Dapples, they'll probably keep with that. I would keep the heavy here, especially because of all the sight lines, and otherwise
Heavy Tacticooler Splatling is nuts. Give a Splatling maximum run speed and perfect jump accuracy. Oh wait, that was Splatoon 2 ballpoint before it got nerfed half a million times.
Ground, yeah.
And it's still fun. It's still a middle tier weapon, even with all of its nerfs that it's had over the days.
Yeah, and otherwise I think we'll just see a couple shooters out of Courage Ethan. That's mostly what they did have the machine out at times, but it was mostly just like a 52 or shot or what have you. And also, Keto has been flexing around a lot. We saw Squeezer, we saw Reflux, we saw Stamper. I think you said Stamper was kind of their main thing, which will give them a bit more even more mobility, really, in addition to Dapples, and not to mention the killing power and chip.
Yeah, they've been rocking that chip damage. Seeing some of their beam, their like those ink beams that thing shoots out is crazy. Comboed with their deadly accurate burst bomb usage, it is really beautiful. Sometimes they take two splash damage bursts, and then just getting that simple chip, or even just with their teammates follow up, knowing where they are. They've been playing Encouraging Ethernet in the games that we've seen more like a team that's been together for a little bit longer than just a regular pickup team. It's been really exciting to watch.
I mean, I think especially because with the way the things you see, you got a few more like experienced comp players on these higher seeded teams, and if they've had time to practice, they'll be playing okay together at least. And ooh, that's a charger coming out, or rather a leader, which interesting pick. We've got the 96 coming back. They're gonna want that ink fact because it's gonna give them a tool to kind of hold in your basket or to defend their own. The charger here it's gonna slow Jumpy jumps down, but the sheer amount of range is going to give them a lot of control over all these open areas.
Could be a mental game, because if they Jumpy Jumps have been finishing their games early, they could have seen Encouraging Ethernet been rocking that heavy for most of the tournament, picking up that E-liter, will shut down that heavy more often than not.
96 will be okay against Charger just because it's more mobile, but like you said, yeah, Heavy's gonna be better. The Crab Tank's gonna be firing to mid. That's a really good play there. Giving the Charger there as well. That's full like artillery group there, just like raining into mid, and that's going to give them easy control around the basket, because it's worth noting not just like the kills there, but all the paint they got on the ground. The 52 is going to dodge, but the Charger's going to be the last alive. They're going to want to retreat here. Their teammates are going to be waiting to cover them though, so it's going to be Ethernet almost falling into a trap there. And even so, Jumpy Jumps did only get down to 65. They weren't quite able to complete the pincer they were looking for, but they're going to get 2 down and encourage Ethernet yet again, and that's going to be a very good position for the Jumpy Jumps, especially with their specials coming back to the line. Another shot coming through.
Charger's just showing why it's contested. There's not much to do if you don't have those. If you don't have missiles, you don't really have a lot of good chip damage like a fizzy bomb. It's not easy to fight against it. It is difficult, especially giving a good solid Charger, just free sight lines. That's going to allow Jumpy Jumps another push, another power climb.
And Museum is the definition of free sight lines, except for like a few chokes you're pushed into. So Keto's gonna be running around there with a Stamper trying to get the angle. Won't quite find it. Nope. And Jumpy Jump's gonna keep going, and it's also worth noting that Charger had respawn Punisher, so even with Tacticooler, it's going to blunt the Tacticooler, and it's going to, even without Tacticooler, it's going to make Ethernet take so long to respawn, and give Jumpy Jumps even more time to get the map control back, even after the trade or something like that. And now Ethernet's going to be looking to get back into mid, but they're going to lose one already, and the Inkvac's going out kind of desperately, and the machine will finish that kill off anyway.
Showing off, if Jumpy Jumps did their homework whatsoever, they would have realized that Respawn Punisher E-liter counters half of Encouraging Ethernet's team. Just half of it straight up right away if they hit their shots. Which has been what is happening. 35 to 100 is dominant, absolutely dominant, as the fights in mid are scrappy, but in the side of Jumpy Jumps.
It's kind of worth noting that Encouraging Ethernet, a lot of what they were doing was just They took especially in that Clams game, they took a lot of just scrappy fights until they broke through and were able to outskill enough and have better enough position to win those scrappy fights, and that's a lot of what helped them. But now that they're still trying to stick with the scrappy fight strategy, but they're just being picked off trying to do it because they're playing a bit too alone and walking. And in a map where the sightlines are so good for long-range weapons, they can't be really taking these scrappy fights, but they also don't have much other of a choice. They've got a lot of weapons that have to be really aggressive. They can throw some bombs out, but with that range disadvantage, they don't have enough bomb spam, and Dapple and Splatoon and Sniper just have to be so aggressive, they're forced to take those scrappy fights, and they've just been getting shot from mid, really, whenever they try to do it, which is a testament to the Charger's skill.
Yeah, they get one and then end up falling, which is not to their advantage, because they often don't have to get the Charger, and that should be game over for Jumpy Jumps. They've got this first game, and saying this was dominant would be honestly an understatement.
But if I had to guess, I would think that we're going to see another quick 3-0, which I'm sure the TOs would be happy about because I'm sure they're exhausted. But maybe we'll see the reverse sweep. Maybe we'll start encouraging Ethernet, bring it back. They do have a chance. They're probably not going to pull it heavy at least. So
Zone's Eeltail. I don't even think you want to even think about heavy on that map.
Yeah, but it might, if I'm not mixing up my maps, this could help the leader too.
This will help the leader. As the map,
yeah.
Eeltail's, I'm gonna say Eeltail's the one with the bridges in the middle. The middle bridges are split in spot zones. You can't get across to them, but they're still your own bridge on either side, which allows you. This zone is massive, absolutely massive. Like a dump truck could fit inside of it. Parked beside another dump truck, and there would still be space on the zone.
I'm kind of hoping you see the switch by Marsh onto Junior, if only because they, especially with a respawn Punisher leader and the open sightlines here, it's not going to be easy for them, or effective rather, for them to use the tactical layer and just hold forward, because they're just going to keep getting shot like they did last match. The big bubbler is going to get them a bit more value. They're going to want a few more bombs. This discourage the leader from standing where they'd want to stand, if anything, because if the leader doesn't get one of their couple perches, there is a lot of just awkward closed space they're going to be forced into, and that's what Encourage Ethernet wants the leader not to be able to just be taking shots the entire match. Though even with that, they'll still have to worry about a crab tank barreling down mid. They're going to have to be very cognizant of when they need to go flank that.
I love Reflex. Reflex is my favorite weapon that I picked up in this game, not because of missiles, but because of its painting power and its crazy killing potential. But I think they have to pick Reflex here to have that just missile spam to get that E-Leader out of position. If you're not going to run a counter, in Splatoon 1, if you didn't run a counter E-Leader on old Moray Towers, you just kind of lost more often than not. And on Zone's Eeltail, I have an early sense that if the other team E-Leader and their E-Leader's hitting shots, just with how big the zone is, if they just keep taking out half of your team, you won't have enough paint to ink the zone.
Yeah, like then we're gonna want to see like Reflex Junior. They're gonna need a shit ton of, excuse my language. They're gonna need a lot of paint anyway. I don't know if I can swear on the stream, so I just won't. And they're also gonna need missiles, bombs, anything they can throw just to kind of pressure the other team back. And if they get to those one-on-one scrappy fights, I think they'll be a bit more comfortable. But when they're just getting kind of mowed down from mid, that's gonna hurt them. And we are going to
Hydra.
That's an interesting. I don't disagree with that. If they can keep the leader busy, the Hydra is going to be devastating.
That is true. And also the Junior from Marsh coming out good. Kaito with that reflex, seeing how many missiles. They pop it before 51. That is good. That's good. Beat them by 2 seconds.
Welcome back to Splatoon 2, everyone, where the missiles are out before you even really got into mid. Yep. And both sides are going to lose one. The Junior is going to go out to be a lot of pain. Reflex needs to disengage here. They will. Trade coming out there. Let's go 2v2. The backlines are both still up, and the Reflex isn't going to do it. And they will get to pick the other shotgun coming out clutch. And not going to be enough, though, because the leader is going to get the shot. We got a 3v3. They're still stalled. The Respawn Punisher is going to give Jumpy Jumps the early tap because they're going to have their fourth member back before the Reflex is even done respawning. And Now the encouraging Ethernet will be 2 down, and now the leader's just gonna stand here. They're gonna wait for someone to have to take a shot. The crab tank's gonna look for something. The Booyah Bomb's gonna come out, try to isolate members of Jumpy Jumps, but they're not gonna be, or rather, encouraging Ethernet won't be in the position to take advantage of maybe the crab tank getting isolated by the Booyah Bomb, because they're gonna move in from the far left instead, which is hurting them quite a bit. Now, Jumpy Jumps just isn't stopping. They're gonna move up. They're gonna dance out of the way of the Hydra. The Hydra's gonna go down as well. A very well placed wall. One's gonna go down on Jumpy Jumps, but another one's going down on encouraging Ethernet. It's gonna be looking to be a very quick snowball, especially with this big bubbler coming out just to get a little more space.
They have no time.
And Jumpy Jumps has just been really easily able to hold because the missiles coming out. Reflux is going in.
They need the zone. They need the zone. They need the zone.
It's not gonna be enough.
The zone is too big. They couldn't cap it. They couldn't paint it. They had a reflex there, but the reflex fell, and the junior wasn't there in time. There's very little amount of time to get there. Either didn't even have to push up that far. I thought they were going to push up to the second bridge. I thought they were going to push up to their opponent's bridge and sit up there. They didn't need to. The rest of Jumpy Jump's team members just able to go in.
Yeah, and again, they had some moments of advantage there, but they weren't really playing to them. The reflex, I think, was a bit too focused on just trying to make things happen on their own. And like in their head, they were probably like, oh, I have to carry this, I gotta carry this, I got the reflex, I gotta hold forward. But they just weren't quite in the right positions, though. I could see why, especially with that Booyah Bomb coming out, they took that left flank, but it seems like Jumpy Jumps was always there to kind of just isolate Ethernet's moves whenever they went in, because they went alone, or maybe they didn't quite have the specials ready, or what have you.
I almost feel bad for encouraging Ethernet. They've had such a good tournament run, and these next maps are not at all good for them. Museum, great E-Leader map. Even on Clan Blitz. EOTL, spot zones, all disgusting E-Leader map. Tower control, Hagglefish, Market. I have nothing else to say but open sightlines.
I mean, that's really all of the new maps we've seen for the most part. Is there a mixture of some tight areas, which suck for backlines because there's only compared to something like Mako Mart where there's no maybe not the same degree of just god tier sightlines everywhere, but there's decent sightlines everywhere. These newer maps, you have the parts with sightlines that'll obliterate everyone. The backlines are really powerful there. But it does get sort of balanced out by the fact that there's a lot of just tight places where the backlines can't go or they'll die. That being said, especially when you don't have double missile and really targeted bomb spam opposing you, it's easy for a backline player to just dominate the areas with sightlines, half of which happen to be important to the objective, and go from there.
Yeah. Backline can shut everything down. Hagglefish Market really, really magnifies that. And looking forward, same with Mincemeat. It's rough for encouraging Ethernet if they want to come into this tournament and take the reverse sweep, because that's the only way they're going to get back into this best of 5. Jumpy Jump's looking to close it out here now on tower control. Hagglefish Market should not see too much team comp swap ups at all.
They've got the Killer Row 5.1 and the Booyah Bomb, so they're going to have those GG specials there, and they're going to have the Crab and the Leader to control space from afar, and of course that Wave Breaker to just kind of throw down in mid and get them an opening, because it is annoying to get opening in mid in this map just because of how obvious the flanks are. You have to take them unless you want to be poking for 5 minutes, but you also have to not die taking them, and it's really obvious. The machine's looking for the... That's not the heavy. They're gonna find the pick on the Hydra there, actually. Gonna pop the Booyah Bomb in to secure that flank, and that's gonna be 2 down on encouraging Ethernet. Jumpy Jumps has 3 up, and this is potentially the advantage, but there's just too many bombs coming out from encouraging Ethernet right now for Jumpy Jumps to quite make their move, but they're gonna do it anyway.
The machine just walks down mid, takes out Kaito. That's rough. Toast comes in though and gets the trade. Looking for more. Has the blaster. That big bubbler can be really strong on tower. Realizing now that they have 2 of them, letting the Hydra sit on this tower with double big bubbler will be super duper scary for Jumpy Jumps. And encouraging Ethernet, that's a win condition. They have to get the Hydra on that tower with those big bubblers.
They're gonna need that. The big bubbler is gonna negate the leader, and the Hydra is gonna be able to do so much damage when they're not getting countered by that leader. But on the other hand, big bubbler is only gonna be effective up until Jumpy Jumps can charge a Killer Whale 5.1 or a Booyah Bomb. That's gonna be their win condition in a sense, is get the lead and then hold with E-Leader and specials.
Yeah, now Blaster's gonna try and look for the charger. Gets taken out though. Can Kaito go in as well and help take it out? No. Either somehow, some way, able to have their teammates help them out to get one of the kills, but they're just showing off how easy it is to hit shots if you're feeling it.
And they got the Wave Breaker out. It's gonna help them clear all this painted area where they won't be able. Well, the Wave Breaker won't paint for them. It'll keep encouraging us to freely use it. They're gonna look for a shot here, won't find it. And they're going to be forced to mine and back up, and yeah, they don't have lead. That's going to hurt. Yeah, 75, 71 is a bit blurry in this game. They're going to pop those Killer Whale, but it's not going to be enough soon enough, and they're going to just kind of, both teams are stuck poking in mid, and neither's really got a clear advantage, because Jumpy Jump is doing a good enough job killing and encouraging them before they can really get all their specials online, and those specials are going to be what lets them advance, especially when they're completely reliant, in a sense, on that big bubbler. But now the Stamper is going to find one. He's going to start using Zipcaster, but they're going
shut down by the E-Leader. Beautiful shot. Mid Zipcaster. It's telegraph, though. It's a telegraph line. I'm going to go from point A to point B. This is when I'm coming. But flicking your wrist to hit that shot, assuming they're not on sticks, of course. Flicking your wrist to hit that shot is so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, and Jumpy Jumps is still not at the lead. They've been getting a lot of kills. They haven't actually been able to push the tower very far. Because Blaster and Hydra are still really annoying defensively, even if you have a leader and they need... Because Jumpy Jumps wants to be playing defensively, not offensively. They want to get the lead, and they don't want to have to keep dealing with the Blaster and the Stamper and the Hydra and all the annoyances that are just going to make it so hard for them to push. But now they're going to shove Encourage Geese into a corner, and this is their chance. They've got ledges, they've got the sight lines.
E-Leader's got tower, they're going to get checkpoint, they've got Booyah Bomb coming out. Now's their opportunity. Hydra has to be backed away, they're not going to be in position to stop this tower. E-Leader's got a nice sight line for it, Kaito's going to try and stop it. E-Leader's still on this tower, still alive, goes down now, but that second checkpoint has been reached. There hasn't been anything really taken off of it, but second checkpoint has been touched. May I say that in a kind way?
Yeah, that could be enough for the amount of time left on the game, though.
Wait, they're still going?
Yeah, they are still going, and there's only 45 seconds left. This is going to be very good for Jumpy Jumps. They just want to bleed the clock, even if they don't get any more points off this. The more they bleed the clock here, the more it's going to help.
The big bubbler is going to be online from that junior. 2 members of Jumpy Jumps gone. Sultana goes down as well, though, for encouraging. It's going to be difficult for them to really get as much mid control as they want to. They have some of the weapons that can paint, but they need relatively just the junior to paint it up for them. But there's no safe way mid. Close to the crab tank with this Splash-O-Matic. The Gal has that whale at the ready. Probably going to want to save it, though, to once they get to that first checkpoint. And then they'll have their Booyah Bomb shoot line for the second. 9 seconds left. It's going to be looking rough.
That, bubbler, but what? Seriously,
No.
we commented?
Please just tell me that was on spectator side. Please don't tell me that was game.
I mean, if it was game, I'm pretty sure Jumpy Jumps win anyway.
Oh, true.
But yeah, that looks like it was tournament point. Let me check.
It was tournament point.
Yeah, I think they won. We're waiting on DJ to tell us what exactly, because I forgot the rules here. I'm pretty damn sure that's just it. But...
Ooh, Jumpy Jumps probably, with looking at what they had, the Bubblers was out from encouraging you. Jumpy Jumps, though, they were all the members of encouraging Ethernet were on that tower. That Ray, three members of encouraging Ethernet had that Ray, that Killer Whale, sorry, latched onto them.
3-0, so that's gonna be it.
Yeah, it was looking difficult. Yeah, 3-0. 3-0 time.
3-0.
3-0. Jumpy Jumps taking it in They took it in a nice fashion. Unfortunately for us, didn't see the ending screen. But yeah, that was a great tournament. You know,
Yeah.
it was fun to see all these teams. Who would have guessed it? It's dangerous to go alone. Who would have thought walking into a cave, talking to an old man, and getting a sword would have been a great idea? But it was a great idea.
And swords are nice, but with that, where can people find you on the interwebs?
People can find me on Twitter at GEENIE7_, and on Twitch, same thing, no underscore, Genie7. Yeah, I'm gonna be going to Big House, so follow my Twitter and keep up with all my commentary adventures throughout the times. Next time I come on to Off the Dial, and other times on IPL and Apple. Where can they find you, Quark?
Strange Corked, I don't really have much of a Twitter presence, especially Splatoon related, because I don't do too much in the community anymore. And yeah, feel free to follow if you want. With that, hope everyone has a great day, and thanks for watching.
But yeah, thanks for all the people that came out. We had 140 players. Yeah, that was a lot of people coming in, and that was our power bracket, just our power bracket. So there's a lot. If you want to join this, there's a lot of other brackets below this that you can join as well. But yeah, with that, I believe we will be sending you guys off to the Barry. So thanks for coming out, everyone. Enjoy Barry's stream.